Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world on HBO pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble! Now, for the thousands in
Hello, and welcome to the stream. I'm the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time, whatever the fuck I feel like every Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Tonight we're doing a very special stream, or at least a little bit special stream. We're playing some games in the Game Maker's Toolkit Jam 2018. Game Maker's Toolkit is a channel that I have enjoyed and liked for a while. It does a bunch of different things about games and mechanics and other things like that. But we are going to be taking our advantage of the game jam that they did just this last weekend, maybe a week and a half ago, doing games in the jam. The idea for this jam, the overview for this jam, is that it was for games that were like in a genre but without a mechanic. So the theme is genre, but you can't mechanic. So this is like games that are of a certain type of game where you'll be able to do a thing, but you can't do that thing because it is the rules. So, you know, platformers that you can't jump, or, you know, text adventures where you can't type, or, you know, resource games where there's no resource, or Pong, but there's no opponent. These are all the things that we're going to be playing through tonight, based a little bit on some of the things out there. So this was a game jam that was last last weekend rather, and so we've got 2 days left to rate all of these games, and we are going to be doing that. So thank you all for being here tonight. Brad, I am not actually in Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, but that is what Michael Buffer says at the beginning of that, so we just got to deal with that. We're going to be, because all these games are different, and some of them will be full screen and some of them won't, we're going to be, you know, playing it by ear. Hopefully I don't blast any of your eardrums off, but we will have all of that going on tonight. So thank you for being here, Brad, Yugi, Maestros, Aurora, James, and everybody else. Again, for those of you just joining us, I'm the Chris who plays games. I use he, him pronouns, and I play retro games every Monday at 9:15, whatever I feel like, every Friday at 9:15, and we are going to get started here. So I do have two requests. I do have a forum. If you want to go through the game jam, you can look for links in the description. There's a link to the forum to submit games, and there's also a link to the games. This is the link to the jam. You can check that out if you're like, oh, I really want you to play this one. You can use the forum. I think it'll also pop up if you type game jam. So if anybody comes in, now you know, you can do that. Beyond that, I'm just going to kind of browse through and start clicking through a few of these. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. We're going to have a 5-point rating system for the results from this game jam. First point is, does the game fit the theme? Have you actually done what the game jam did? The second is the game enjoyable to play as is? Do I enjoy the game? And this can include everything from graphics and look and feel, and, you know, does it actually function, and everything else like that. The third is, does the game actually feel like a complete, even if it's short, experience? Like, do I actually feel like you finished the thing you were trying to do? Some games I've played, it's like, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I'm not getting it. Fourth point, would I pay $1 for this game experience? The game experience that I've had in this game, would I pay $1 for it? And I'm a pretty, you know, open guy. I will do anything. I will pay $1 for almost anything. So that's not a very high barrier to hit. And the last point is, do I want to see a more fleshed out version of this game? That is, do I get to the end and say, I want to see more? So those are our 5 points. Fit the theme, enjoyable to play. Is it a complete experience? Would I pay $1? And do I want to see a more fleshed out version of the game? Those are your 5 points for this Game Maker's Toolkit Jam stream right here. So we're going to just start it off with some random game from the list. So this is the top of the list. We have selected browser playable to get something that we can play in the browser. And we will choose, I don't know, this one. Keypad Invaders. All right, let's look at Keypad Invaders game. We'll click this little button. Okay. So we're going to be starting off with Keypad Invaders. Keypad Invaders is a typing game where the mechanics is not too literal for the player. You'll control a keypad with your cursor based from the basic phones that existed from the past. Make it type the letters that matches the smartphones in order to become invaded. So it sounds like this is gonna be it's like a typing game only with a phone keypad instead. So we'll see how this works. I don't know. I'll put in my name because, well, I'll put in CPG because that's who I am. CPG. But yeah, there was a shit ton of games. There are 1,100 games that were in this. We will see how it goes. How to play. Is that music too loud? I think you're okay. I'm gonna turn my side of the music down a little bit. Just give me 1 second here. Where did my volume mixer go? There we go. Turn this down a little bit. Okay, use your keypad to exterminate them as quick as you can. Use the mouse to press a keypad. The numbers correlate with which letter. Then hit the number 1 on the keypad to do it. Okay. So this is easy. I can't do the actual numpad, which kind of sucks. I would really like to be able to do that. So it's not T9, which I'm actually quite good at. But is instead the older school style of entry where you have to type out all the letters. Okay, this is easy. 1. Alright, let's see how it goes. Hello, Spaceface14 Dev. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, if I could use the 10-digit keypad, I think that would be more interesting. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, F, Z, go. U, L, go. I was actually very good at T9. At one point when I was working for Nokia, a bunch of people insisted that the only keypads worth having were ones that were physical keypads. We had started off with N900 phones when I started working at Nokia, and later had upgraded to like the, you know, it was at the time when everything was going to touch. And I was like, you know, I don't just miss the physical keyboards, I miss T9 as well. People were like, but T9 was terrible. And I was like, I had no problems with T9. And so we actually pulled out a bunch of phones, including one that still had T9. I had my N95 at the time. And we did a competition, or not a competition, but they timed me. They gave me like random sentences from typing simulators or whatever on the internet. And I, you know, typed them out. And I could type, you know, 27 words a minute in T9. Ah, I typoed. Okay. Alright, that's not too bad. Score sending failed, unfortunately, but, you know, so it goes. Thanks! I love the hat. So I used T9 for so many years. Alright, let's do this one more time. Let's see how it goes. So I used T9 for so many years. I definitely had a... I had, oh, that was unfortunate. I didn't see the other letter there. All right, K, N, L, F. I had a Nokia 3600 was my first phone, which I got in 2002, and I used that phone for a lot, oh no, P, L. Oh, so close, okay. So T9, the way T9 would work is that instead of typing each of these letters out, you would just hit the key once per letter you wanted to type. So if you wanted to type done, for example, you would type like D, like 3, 6, 6, 3, 3663, done. And then it would use the combinations and figure out the words. And if it got the wrong one, then you would be able to like replace it. You'd be able to like, you know, hit the plus button and it would pick a different letter. I'm gonna get screwed here because I didn't see that one coming in. I, T, P, got it, okay. I, O, D, go. G, J, go. I, Z, Q, N, okay. R, B, go. 1, 2, 3, I, Z, got it. B, K, O, crap. Yep, that's it. Yeah, so this is not T9. T9 was a predictive text algorithm that would do something different. So if we look up like T9 demo, I don't know if we'll find something. Yeah, so here you'll probably be able to see. Nope, there's nothing there. So this is going to be a demo of T9. We'll mute this because we don't care. Yeah, so here you can see that, well, this demo sucks. Yeah, so it's not actually showing the letters as you add them, but like you would type, for love, you would type 5, 6, 8, 3, and then it would give you a list of options that you could scroll through using usually the star key or something like that. So I did that for a lot of years. I was pretty good at it. Typing on a physical keyboard on the N900 and typing in T9, I was actually faster typing in T9 on a physical keyboard, on a physical like numpad. So anyway, so this is a cool game. So using my 5-point scoring technique, let's see. Does the game fit the theme? So I'm a little bit like confused. Like, it's a typing game. What's the genre without mechanic here? Like, it's a typing game, but what's it missing from the mechanic? I don't actually see that. So I'm gonna give it maybe like a half point, but not a full point. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? You know, that's another half point. It's kind of, it didn't really scale up very much, so I died pretty quick, and I think it would be way more interesting if I could play it with the numpad. If I could do it with the numpad, I think it would have been enjoyable to play, but I couldn't do that. So he's got 2 half points. Does the game feel like a complete if short experience? Yes, it definitely does count for a full experience. So you got 2 points so far. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I've already had? I will say yes, I will pay $1 for the game experience I've already had. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of this game? No, not really. This is fine. The only thing I would change would be to do it with the numpad, but there's just not a lot there. So, so I think that we can go ahead and we can rate this 3 stars, save the rating. Would have loved to see the ability to use the number pad on a keyboard. Would have definitely changed my rating up from where it is. So not a bad game, but would have liked to see that bit done a little bit more. Not a ton to it because I can't get very far because clicking with the mouse just isn't that fun. So there we go. So we will go back now and we will see. Okay, we've got a couple more games that we have had submitted here. So Space Phase 14, I assume, is this person who is in the chat. So hopefully you are still here. Space Phase 14 if you submitted this. Don't click the full screen button. Okay, good to know. And there is a Windows build as well. So don't click this. Fine, fine. All right, so let's see what we've got here. All right, so this game is submitted by, this is Cursor OS by Space Phase 14. Move your cursor left and right. Okay, so what am I'm trying to get my cursor to go somewhere. Swipe my cursor up. Oh, I have to like get to the computer? See, babe. Okay, so I can't. So the goal here is to treat my cursor as a player. It's a player I control. There. Oh, spikes. Okay. Did not notice the spike mechanic before, but all right. So I do this, and basically the cursor on the screen is following my cursor. So I was a little bit shaky at the start, but I've got it now. All right, we got it to the computer. Cool. Now we've got what is that? Blender. Blender is shooting at us. I do like the cutesy combination of pixel art with the the other stuff, like the pixel art that I recognize combined with other stuff is interesting. Let's see. That's bouncy. Okay, so these things bounce me. And then I can come up here and oh, all right. So this is the point of this particular level feels like it's to teach me the mechanic of bouncing. There we go. And so yeah, my cursor is, the point of this game is to get your cursor to the computer. I like that it's adding on mechanics and teaching me as I go. That's good. I really like that. It is adding them a little bit fast. I feel like maybe I would like kind of like an easy level using a mechanic and then a hard level rather than adding kind of so many back to back to back maybe. But I also realize there's a desire to get to the more difficult levels right away. All right, there we go. Got past that. Oh, nope, didn't. I think I did. There we go. A lot of little kind of like clipping on edges and stuff like that. So I'm feeling a little bit like, as I'm playing it, I'm getting caught in more places than I would expect to. I mean, that's not terrible. Like, it's a game jam game, right? You have 48 hours to design, test, develop, etc. these games. This is definitely like a fully fleshed out idea that gives me a sense of what's there. I feel like somehow this control feels like it lags a little bit from where I expect it to be, and I'm not sure if that's because I'm doing something wrong or what. But it's kind of throwing me off. Another thing I can do though is I can actually go left on this one, right? Okay, so let's do that instead. We won't go the spike direction. We'll just come around the far side here. I like that I touched the computer and therefore I beat the level even though I immediately ran into spikes. That's useful. So yeah. Oh, different mouse sensitivity. Okay, yeah. So I could imagine that like this might play totally differently with a very minimal difference in mouse configuration. I don't know. It might also be, I'm also just like, I'm not like a huge mouse person in general, and so like this might just be like I'm bad at using the mouse. It's actually one of the Dilbert books that I had in my bathroom growing up, you know, 20 years ago before Scott Adams was an absolute wingnut, was Still Pumped from Using the Mouse, which was one of his collections of comics. And yeah, so I am still pumped from using the mouse. I was of course referring to his exercise regime. You know, Dilbert was not exactly known for that, so alright, so let's do this. Oh no, okay, so blenders shoot you, which to be fair, like blender shooting me is definitely an experience that I have. Every time I use Blender, I feel like that's approximately how I feel about it. I guess in the lower left corner here we have Unity, which is working with us. So I see Unity, Chrome, Discord, Blender. I don't know what this thing in the upper right corner is. That's not one I recognize. I do like that there's a couple of different ways that you can try to go here. I'm not sure if it's actually possible to get over these spikes. I want it to be, because I feel like having multiple paths to go through these levels would really kind of flesh out that part of the level. So, oh, it's Steam. Okay. I would buy that. I'd never really seen the Steam logo, I guess, so I don't know. Oh, okay. All right. We're in a good spot. We're safe. Let's see. Do we want to go right and over the blender, or do we want to go left and over the spikes? I don't feel like I can make it over those spikes, and if I sit next to them, the blender on the right is going to get me. So I'm going to hop here. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I did catch on the edge there, which I feel like would have been cheating to win anyway, but I also like the cascading windows. You know, reminds me very much of the Windows 3.1 aesthetic. I always like to rearrange my program manager windows. When you didn't have the internet, this was the type of thing that you did for fun when you wanted to play on the computer. You would rearrange all your program manager icons and windows, and then your dad would come home and he'd be like, why is everything different? Because why would you have user profiles on a computer back then? And so, yeah, it didn't always go well for me. Ugh. Oh no! I broke it. Okay. Okay, I fixed it. Cool. I think I fixed it. I wonder if I can just kind of like slide up the side here. Dodge that. Nope. Alright, no speed run tricks here. Ah! Yeah. Okay. So, this feels like... I mean... I really want to beat this level because I feel like this is like there's like a couple levels. Like the first 6 levels were each introduce a mechanic, and then this level is very is the first one that's there. There's a couple there, and then like 4 levels that are difficult, and I'm like, I just really want to get through this one. Okay, so all right, I'm getting the hang of controlling this a little bit. It definitely still feels like sometimes when I'm like right on it, I feel like I'm controlling it great. And then I guess one of the problems is the wrap, right? Oh, yes, did it. Oh, good. Okay, good. I was thinking there was only going to be 10 levels, and I'm glad that I stuck it out and saw it to the end of it. So, Alright, so I will go back and actually read the description of this, and I'll reload it so you can hear me instead of the game for a little bit. Okay, now you can play a platformer without a keyboard. Just control the player with your mouse movement. Swipe left and right to move left and right, and swipe up to jump. Built for the GMTK jam with the theme of genre without mechanic, I have had the idea of a platformer controlled only with a mouse before and thought this jam would be a great time to turn it into it. So, yeah, okay, so what's my 5-point system? Does the game fit the theme? Absolutely. It's a platformer without using, like, a keyboard or arrows or anything else like that. Fits the theme perfectly. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? Yes, it is enjoyable to play. A little bit twitchy, but I will give you a full point on this for, like, a game jam thing. I think it feels great. Does it feel like a complete short experience? Yes, definitely a complete experience. And in specific, like getting to level 10 felt like it was the right thing. The only thing I'd say, and this doesn't impact this point in particular, is those first few levels I got through without even realizing really what was going on. And I think part of that is that you don't have to stay near the computer to finish the levels. So I just kind of like zoomed by them without even realizing what was on the screen. Would I pay $1 for this game experience? Yes, I will pay $1. So I'm going to actually keep a list of games that I'm doing that. So this is Cursor OS, and I had one other one, but I'll go back and do that later. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of this game? Yeah, I think that doing this with more levels, and especially if you can make the controls feel a little bit less twitchy, and I don't know exactly what that means, I would say do it. I would love to see a more fleshed out version of this game. So this is 5 points for you, my friend. That was a cool game. Thanks for submitting it, and thanks for stopping by. I will hit this button here. Cool game. Definitely fits the theme, and I'd love to see a more fleshed out version of the game, especially if you can make it feel a bit less twitchy. And one of the things that makes it twitchy, I think, is the swapping side to side on the screen. And I think that that's going to be a hard one to fix. But it is definitely, like a cool one to try out. So thank you very much for the suggestion of the game to play. I appreciate it. Is anyone, so I have, 4 other ones here. I have, Necromancer's Tower. I have, Elfin, I think is what this is. Yeah, Elfin. I have Mystery Fighter, and I have Comet. Is anybody from any of those games here? If so, I will play your game right now. If not, I will hold off a bit. Oh, and Snake Shooter. If anyone from those games is here, feel free to let me know. Just say something in the chat. Yeah. Cool. Necromancer's Tower. Great. Necromancer's Tower and then Elfin. Those will be the next 2. Hopefully this EXE is not going to poison my system. Luckily, it's just a Windows machine that I wouldn't put anything I trusted on anyway, so, you know, that's easy. Yeah, taking requests. There's a game jam form. Put it in the form, and we will get to you. Okay, Necromancer's Tower. Windows protected my PC. Well, unknown publisher. Yeah, no shit, it's an unknown publisher. Screw you, Windows. Made with Game Maker Studio. I wonder why Unity apps don't do that. That feels cheating. Alright, so we're gonna... Should I read the description of this first? Okay, Necromancer's Tower. Strike down the fools who approach your necromantic tower. Raise the dead to fight for me. A Game Maker's Toolkit Jam 2018 entry. A tower defense game in which there's no upgrade progression or classic tower placement. Okay. Left click to kill your foes, right click to revive them. The more health your spells affect, the longer they individually take to recharge. Alright. I am a great and powerful necromancer and must defend my tower from invaders. Can I make this bigger? I guess I can't. Okay. It's just going to be that big. Sorry. Kill my enemies, left click, then resurrect them into your army. Oh, I have to kill them and then resurrect them. But the stronger they are, the longer I must recharge before I can do it again. Okay. All right. So let's see what we can do. Wave start. So am I... Okay. That's the button. This is my tower, I assume. I click this, do that. Okay. All right. Well, I have a minor problem here. I got a nice error. Variable not set before reading it at GML night step, whatever. There you go. Okay. So we're going to clear this, abort, and we're going to try another time and see if we can get a little bit farther before it crashes. All right. I would love to have some music. I realize that I'm being greedy, but I would. All right. All right. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'm living or dying. I don't know which things are mine and which things are not. I guess that's a problem for me. Like, some of these things are clearly attacking me, but I didn't figure that out for a little while. Okay, so I think that when I get the error, it means I lost. So I just got the error again, obviously. I'm going to try this one more time and get a little bit farther. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Like, music is one of those things that, like, so especially for me, because I'm streaming, I am constantly thinking of, like, what music or sound or whatever is going on in the background, because anything else, like, I have to talk to keep you guys interested, you all interested, you know, guys, girls, whoever's here. And yeah. Okay, so yeah, biggest problem I have at the moment, I don't know which things are mine and which things are not. And so they're all shooting each other, but I've got no idea that, like, which ones are on my side and which ones are not. So, I'm gonna try this one more time. It's clear that I actually like the concept of the game, because I keep, like, being like, one more time, one more time, one more time, which is clearly a lie. And yeah. All right, I'm in trouble. When there's a bunch of them stacked up, I can't seem to click on them very well. So, like, I think that I failed here because I allowed them to get stacked up on top of me. Yeah, and I lost. Okay. So, that's not bad. Okay. Again, we'll go back to the rating theme. Does the game fit the theme? Yes. It does. It does fit the theme. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? You know, it's a little bit, I'm going to give you a half point there. Nothing against the idea of it, but just the implementation, too confusing. Things move very quickly. The other thing is, the waves, it starts way too fast. You got to give me more time to build up a couple of different things out there that are going to be, that I'm able to, you know.
All children should learn how to code AI, like me.
Thank you very much, Amadeus. So, yeah, I need to be able to see what's mine, and I would love to have a little bit more time to build up a little bit of an army before you just start throwing a ton of stuff at me. Just goes up way too fast for me. Does it feel like a complete, short experience? It does. I don't know what the end goal is, so I guess, like, I would want to have, like, wave 1 go through, like, 10, 15 enemies, whatever, and then have a next wave. But I still feel like if this was just a continuous wave system, like, it would be a complete experience. It would just not be the one that I would want. I would want to see, like, a better wave system. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I've already had? With the bugs fixed, yes, in a heartbeat. As is, not really. I think I'd be a little bit disappointed if this was what I got. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of this game? I definitely do. So 1 point, 1 point, half a point, 1 point. So that's 3.5. We'll give you 3.5 points. And I definitely think this is one that if you were to carry this forward, I would definitely say, like, you know, this is worth having. I guess I can't do half points, so you get a 4. You know, a few minor niggles. I'd love to see a better display of the creatures I've taken and a wave system that grows slowly rather than infinite, but for a game jam entry, this is pretty good, except for the crash whenever I lose. But I know how software works. So cool game. Thanks for submitting it and trying it out. Niggles is okay, isn't it? Is that bad? Oh, everything's bad. Everything's bad. So yeah, thanks very much for the game, Twisted Logic. I appreciate it, and hopefully you'll learn something from my experience. All right, Elfin developer was here. Elfin, Zaven, if you're still here. I'm about to play Elfin. Elfin is, oh, here we go. Elfin is a timing-based puzzle platformer that follows the journey of a little sprite as it tries to escape the underground labyrinth. In Elfin, you cannot directly jump or move, really. Instead, you must use anchors in the environment to move around, exerting force towards them or away from them. Left-click to pull, right-click to push, full F11 for full screen, and escape to exit. Oh, full screen. I like full screen. It's not technically a Noogler hat. My Noogler hat is over there. This hat does not say Google on it for good reasons, or bad reasons, really. But I just want to point out that there's no Google here. Just a rainbow hat I bought from Amazon. It's a long story. Okay, so we're gonna play Elfin, and we're gonna put it in full screen. That didn't do what I wanted it to. I have to click here first and then push up a little. There we go. Ooh, oh, I'm liking it. Okay. Okay, so I can pull this way. That's my start, and I can push this way. Okay, cool. That's my goal. So the blinking thing is my goal. I can pull with this or push with this. I can pull myself up. Oh, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Oh, this is great. I'm liking this already. Okay, cool. Alright, so I pull myself up and then push myself away here. And I'll swing across. Done. Oh, I love it. I love it. We got spikes here now. So we got a new mechanic. Introduce this new mechanic. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Okay. So I gotta be kind of in the middle because I'm gonna push myself up as far as I can be. The problem is that... Huh. Okay. So I can't... I gotta like kind of bounce around to... do what I want to do here. Okay, I think I gotta pull myself across. There we go. Kind of stuck on. Oh no! Too high! Too high! Alright, got the right idea. Yeah, so the colors remind me a little bit of, so another game that's, you know, that helped inspire a little bit of this game jam is the VVVVV, or V to the 6th as I preferred to call it when I was streaming it. And it does have that same kind of feel. That was more spacey, and I think this does the same thing. God damn it, spikes! Yeah, the music is great. Like, everything about this it's really solid. And I really like that the pixel art, like the pixel art, you know, it's interesting how, and I found this a little bit, so when I built my own game back a little while ago, the Retro Squad, the game, and it was mostly just a demo of using the default development engine that I did for myself. Like, I did a little live stream on how to build your own game using that engine, but it was interesting how much even like a few motions can make a difference, right? So like, one of the things that I'm noticing here is that like which direction I'm going changes which way the character is facing, and beyond that, you don't actually have to have a ton of character animations to get that sense of movement that you really want. Hopefully I'm no! Gosh darn it. Okay. I was like, hopefully I'm past the spikes this time, but I was not. Yeah. So this is super... This is great. This is a great game. Oh man, I do have to remind myself not to play a specific game all night. One thing the only thing I will say, I mean, it's not going to be the only thing I'll say, because I lie, because I keep saying things, but getting stuck on the walls a little bit is frustrating, and they're, like, you know, so I get here, right, like, the goal is to teach me, like, okay, I've got to use momentum to do something here, right? It makes total perfect sense, and that's the whole point of this level, is to kind of teach you the momentum mechanic, but then I'm having a little bit of trouble because I'm stuck on the walls with doing that. I was pushing the wrong button there, so. Hello, Grogdev, welcome to the stream. Right now we are playing Elfin, which is by Zaven. It is a super fun game. Highly recommend checking it out. By the way, the link to all of these games is included in the description below. This is a game jam from Game Maker's Toolkit, and there was more than 1,000 different games that were done by different people. These were all developed in 48 hours, and this one is great. Oh, gosh darn it! I don't know if I'm gonna beat this level, but oh, you can repel. Okay. All right. Alright, so hold this and then... Oh, so you can kind of... Okay. So that's a mechanic I don't think I would have ever figured out on my own. And so that's definitely one that, I mean, it was clear that I was missing something. I was like, I feel like I'm not getting it because I didn't think that there was going to be a way to, like, do what I needed to do, but I couldn't work out what I was supposed to be doing differently. So, watching me plummet to my death is also good, yeah. So I would say that, like, in a case like this, what I would do is have a little, like, a picture on the right-hand side here, or in the middle here, of, like, a mouse with, like, a solid left mouse button, and then, like, a blinking right mouse button. I think that that's the approach that I would take to do that. God damn it. I was like, I've got it this time! I've got it, I got it! I understand the mechanic, everything's gonna work! It didn't work. Yeah, so this game is Elfin, and is my favorite of the ones that I have played so far. So definitely a well-done game for a Game Jam game, so. But yeah, so that's probably how I would in particular do that, is do like a little animation right here that gives you that sense. And that would hopefully tell people like, oh, you need to do this. Alright, I got it. But now what? So I can't. Okay. I can do that. But if I. Oh no! No! I wanted to get the other one. There we go. Alright. Okay. Down. I mean, $100 for what I've seen so far is maybe a bit much, but I wouldn't pay $100 for realistically like any video game. So I had a big argument with myself the other night because I just bought the new Tomb Raider that's coming out next Friday. And I paid the full $60 for it, and I had to argue with myself for it. But I really love those games, so. I just finished up Rise of the Tomb Raider last week, and I am ready for another. Okay, so we're here. Oh no! Too far! So is this the last level in the game, or are there more already, Zaven? How close am I to the end? If I finish this one, am I all set? I mean, Space, your game is good. I really liked it. There's 2 more after this. Okay, well, we'll see if I hold out for that long. This game is great. Well done, sir. Well done. Tops of the jams. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know as much, game jams are, I'm also now, so the other thing is that, like, now that I know the, like, hold and click mechanic, I'm kind of screwing myself because I'm like holding and clicking on that side, which is not really the design there. Okay, so we'll do this. And see, I want to push myself off to the side, but I don't really have a lot of control there. So I think I guess I just have to push off, but if I do it too many times, then I'm kind of stuck towards the bottom, and I don't have a lot of room to do what I need to do. Oh, too far. Oh yeah, no, I don't need to give this one a score. This one's a perfect 5, no doubt. All right. So I don't really have anything to shove off of on top here. Oh, and so I think that I have to. It is trying to teach me that I've gotta rappel down, and then I've got to use the 2 at the bottom to get myself back up. Ugh. Oh, you can just keep swinging from the top anchor. So how do you control which way you swing, though? Like, I'm dying a lot. Ugh. Drop down, reverse speed. No, drop down, increase speed, reverse direction. Okay. So do this, yeah. Okay, do this. Oh, okay. So I was wanting, so I want to be attached to both. Like, that's what I wanted to do there, which doesn't actually work. There we go. So, but I have to let go of the top to swing off the bottom one, right? God damn it. Holding myself to... The other thing there is that I would probably give that particular section a little bit more room. And I realize, like, I'm being super critical here, but, like, every criticism that I have is just, like, a super minor complaint on what is an awesome game. Oh! God damn it! Uh-oh. I accidentally made a thing in the middle of my screen. Oh, this is so fun! Okay. Okay. I pushed up a little bit too high there. I did repel off the bottom one though, so I am making progress. Whoa! That was too fast. Too fast. I want a speedometer. So I want the game to have, like, at the end of the level, I want statistics, and it's like how many times you died, how long your fastest run took you, and like what your maximum speed at death was or something. Like so that's a question that I think came up recently in some game developer forum. Is like what ran? Oh, Mike Bithell, who did Journey and Thomas Was Alone and a couple other games, was asking like what stats do you want to see? All right. So I need to. Okay. Ah! Okay. Alright, so we'll do this. Hoa. This is an amazingly global leaderboard. Yep. I mean, Brad, you're also next going to say that you want, like, daily runs so that you can compete on those. So, you know, I know the things you want in a game. Oh, fuck. Okay. I keep forgetting. I keep thinking that I can do, like, 2 at once. I guess that would be another interesting, like, if you were to totally flesh it out. I don't know how you do it, though, because you're already using the 2 buttons, and you can't really do more than that. But it would be interesting to be able to somehow do, like, 2 tethers. As another, like, interesting additional mechanic. Like, you'd play through the game with 1 tether, and then a new set of levels would be like 2 tether levels or something. I have to let go. I don't want to let go. I don't want to let go of the wall. I'm scared, and so, like, I just keep holding on to it for too long. Oh, okay, cool. Well, there you go. Oh yeah, how many clicks? Yeah. That'd be cool too. Yeah, I want all the stats. Oh, fuck. Alright. Alrighty. There we go. And down here. Okay. Okay, I did it. Haha! Oh no! Shoot! I failed! Okay, this is frustrating. After I did all of that to get here and be like, you can't do it, is sad. I don't know what to do now. I did it! I succeeded! Oh, whew. Okay, so there's like a 3 tether. Oh, and those move. Interesting. Oh, I can pull them with me. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is... At one point I was watching Mark Brown, who's the Game Maker's Toolkit creator, and set up the Game Jam, and he did a stream earlier this week where he was playing through games, and at one point he's like, alright, I'm just gonna finish this level, and then finish the level, and there was a new mechanic, and he was like, oh, never mind, I have to try the new mechanic first. Okay, so these I have to pull over. I think I kind of want to like swing these, and I think I may have kind of screwed myself. Okay. I want there to be something right here. I realize the intent here is to make you kind of like use these things in a better way, but I definitely want a grapple right there. Especially in this like, oh, is my stream okay? I hope you can all still hear me. Okay, so you can all go away. Yes, just like, oh god. Super Meat Boy. Like, having ghosting, like, after I die, replaying my ghost or something. Oh, no! Oh, okay, it's fine. Yeah, it's just like, I gotta, ugh. Now they're all on top of me. Get out of here. There we go. Alright, you go over there. Okay, so that's actually the mechanic. You're right and I was wrong because now I've learned a new mechanic and that's useful. God damn it, too slow, too fast, too fast. Ugh. 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 Okay, so pull myself here and get out of here. Get out of here. All of you. Get away. Alright. Oh, okay. Now I've got that. And so, can I... Ugh! Not high enough. Okay. Alright, you get out of here. Oh, damn it! I landed on that corner one, which could have helped me, like, get farther. Oh, no! Put a ball on my head. This is so fun! Oh, God. Oh, yes. Okay, so even for the, like, I would pay, like, $5 just for this. Like, just for this, like, 5 levels or whatever you've got, like, this has definitely got to go on my list of paying for. So, I hope your itch.io is set up such that I can give you money. If not, I will email you afterwards and be like, alright, how do I pay you money? I don't even... You asked me recently, Brad, like, what that was from, and I realized that I have absolutely no idea, and it's made me feel, like, much more, like, self-conscious about using it, so... Ugh! Ugh! Okay. Okay. Okay, so... Ugh! Yeah! So close. Alright. I want you to go over there! Is there a restart? Okay, there should also be a restart. Because right now, I just want to die. I would have hit the restart button there and been done with it, but... Alright, alright, alright. Here we go. Nope. This is so fun. Alright. Hush your mouth, Mathros. I am godlike, and there is nothing that can stop me in any way, shape, or form. Okay. There we go. Oh. Okay. You get out of here. Go, go, go. I kind of want that one to go. There we go. Put those in the corner. Damn. Nathros pulling out the CPG ran emoji. For those of you who are coming in looking for people to play your game, I will be getting to it eventually. I am going to beat this one all the way because it's probably going to be the best game I'm going to play all night. Sorry. But I will get to yours. I'll be streaming for another 3-ish hours, so do not feel afraid that I won't get to your game. Just hang out, say hello, whatever you want to do. After this, I will ask if anyone who submitted a game is currently in the queue or in the room. We'll go from there. So if you are in the room and willing to chat, your game has a better chance of being played next. Ugh! Okay, we're fine. This is fine. There's no problem here, right? There's a problem here. Problem is... Okay, this is fine. Alright, you are gonna go away. Okay, so I can control which ones I'm hitting. Do this. Now we will kind of swing ourselves. No. Alright. I kind of wish, like, right here, one of these would move. Like, either me or the ball. I think this is another case where it's, like, stuck in one of these corners, and I don't know how I feel about that! God damn it. Hello, Idomon. Hello. Welcome to the stream, everybody who's here. We are currently playing Zaven's game, which is called Elfin, and is definitely an awesome, fun one to play, so definitely check this out. Very well done and polished, and I am having a good time with it. It's definitely a challenge, an interesting challenge. Alright, let's just do this. Ugh! Okay, I think I'm actually gonna be... Alright, pull these. Nope. Alright, push. You go all the way in the corner. Now... Yeah, so, like, sometimes I can push these across and sometimes I can't because they're kind of stuck in an edge here. Alright. Ugh! God damn it. Oh, cool. Double death! I didn't even notice, so whatever the problem was, it was not significant in my playing experience. Oh! God damn it. Just slammed the ball on my head and shoved myself into spikes. Best part of the game. Rocking into those spikes. Like I said, I want the fastest death. That's the stat I'm going to be working to improve from here on out. Oh god! Alright, we're fine. I got no problems here. Nothing can go wrong. It's perfect. I have no idea what to do. I'm totally gonna die. The question is, which direction do I die in? Alright, we'll pull up here. Now we can do that. Alright. Yeah, so these are too close together. I want to shove them apart, and they don't slide across the spikes easily. Ugh! Couldn't get quite enough there. Yeah, player sprite could, but like in a game jam game, like the player sprite is so like you know, end of the day, right? Like whatever you get done, you get done. And that would be, and I also think that actually like, so I actually bought Bit Trip Runner at some point in some Steam sale because Steam recommended it to me and whatever. And it's a like just a running, jumping, whatever game, nothing special. But you know, I paid $1 or $2 for it, and its sprite is probably arguably worse, so... Okay. Alright. Alright, it's fine. No, I wanted to... okay. Alright, so now we got a nice separation here, so we can do what we want to do. Let's... Nope, not that. Push that. Pull... Yeah, see, I'm still not kind of able to pull these when I want to, but it's alright. Alright, we're on solid ground. Oh god! Now what? I have solved my problem. I am not touching spikes. Damn it. Well, he's an elf. That's why he's got the ear, right? Because he's an elf. Oh, this game is so good. See, no, but here is another case. So I think these two are, like, from a technical perspective, I think these two are too close to each other, and so they won't shove. And I think that that's, like, yeah, just more polish around the edge pushing here would probably help some of the complaints that I have. Okay, so pull this one towards me. Okay, do this. We'll do the repel thing. See, I kind of... And now they're stuck in this corner, so I won't be able to get them back out. Okay. Yeah, so I just don't have enough, okay. I got, like, wheels now. Let's do it. Walking on stilts. Come on, baby. Ugh! Oh, okay, so I can actually individually control them. Haha! Oh no. Yes! Beat it! Okay, got it. Woo! Alright, alright. I think this is the last level. Oh god! Alright. There we go. Alright. Nope! Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. I kind of just want to do like an awesome swing across. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, but that's what I want to do here. Okay. Nope. Okay, so I have to go the left side of that circle. There is no way. Also, like, what's down over there? That's what I want to know. All right, I can't do it quite like that, but let's. Okay. I did check Mathros. I did have the same thing there. Like, shit, the exit is actually like the other corner. Haha. Oh, I want to go up. Oh god. Whee! Oh, this sounds so fun. Okay. Oop. Eh, I kind of didn't like that spike intersection, but, you know. This is, again, I'm being, like, super hyper picky because this game is so great that I have to be picky because I always feel like I have to find something to complain about. I do, like, code reviews at work in a very similar way where I'm like, oh, I have to, like, I can't just say everything is good. Like, that's not acceptable. I have to find something to complain about. So I find, like, minor code comments or other things like that just so I can be like, look, I read your code review. And it's like, just shut up and let them submit it. Oh! Okay. That didn't work very well. Now I'm stuck on the bottom. Okay. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo! Nope. It's kind of stuck below there. Which is fine. Like, I'm totally fine with, like, feeling, stuck. Okay. Nope. Ah, god damn it. That was the run. I was perfectly centered on the top, and then I had to fuck it up. Ugh! Let go too soon. Yeah, so around, like, with these yo-yo moves, you're trying to, like, you gotta let go enough to get around, but not enough to let yourself hit the spikes. Okay. So now... Alright, so now I do this. I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna, like, overshoot and go into those spikes. Just watch. Die! 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 You can do it! Die! 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 Okay. I'm not sure... There's a trick. No. Oh, oh, yeah, okay. That's definitely, if that was the intent, it's not enough. I would say shortening that platform. Anyway, whatever. Elfin is Fiend. Elfin is great. Definitely a super great game. Well polished, complete, fun experience. I mean, I've been playing this game for 25 minutes, and like that's a long time for a Game Jam game. So, super well done game. Again, this one is from Zaven on itch.io. It's VOITHOS. Voithos.itch.io/Elfin. Great game. Well done. So I will rate this game. View the submission page, 5 stars. Great game, great music, great mechanic, great fun, great everything. So yes, have a great night, Aurora Lee. Thank you very much for the game, Zaven. It was awesome. And finished it 46 minutes before the deadline. So there you go. Awesome. Okay. Anyone who is here who... I need to save the rating? Oh, I didn't save the rating. Okay, yeah, all right. I wrote the comment and didn't. Thanks. Appreciate it, Nigel. Got it. Done. Anyone who's here and submitted their form, say me! And Gobowlin. I think we got the other 2 people who said they're here earlier. Okay, Gobowlin. Topherlicious. Nigel, which one is yours? We'll play yours next. Alright, download now. I'm not going to give you $1 until I prove that you deserve my $1. Sorry. Is there like a way to download without going through the... Okay, well. Oh, here. Just thanks to the downs. Got it. I'm slow. I will be prepared with the volume. Snake Shooter. Okay. Cool. And Wall, you're next. Got it. So Aurora Lee does her streaming primarily or entirely, I think, on Twitch. So you can see her on Twitch in a name that I will dig up, which I think is just Aurora Lee. I think that's actually her thing. Oh, different. Got it. This is her Twitch channel, which is where she streams. Okay. Bork Protection. I will... Oh, wait. I probably... Oh, okay. Cool. That just worked. Is that data.win file important? I don't know. I'm gonna close this and extract it anyway. Extract the folder anyway. I mean, it may be, and I'm actually gonna play from the thing, just in case. Like from the download, just from the extraction, just in case. But it may be that it just worked. That was the wrong thing to click. Where is it? Here we go. That's okay. It's one of the things that I am expecting is that there's not going to always be a full screen option. Volume seems totally quiet. It's fine. Yeah. So games, the Game Maker Studio games don't seem to have that very much, so that's fine. All right. So I will start off by reading your description. All right. This game is Gabaujin. Goblins have feast. Goblins feast all the way. Goblins sleep. Bugs take food in the night. Goblin King furious. Goblin King fat. Goblin King still fight. You must overcome the enemy bug invasion. Obese from the Grand Goblin Feast, you'll have to roll yourself around at great speeds to take out the insects. Fight your way through a randomly generated dungeon layout every playthrough to take back what is rightfully yours. A 4-directional game without 4-directional movement, which means the very act of maneuvering your character will be a challenge. Do you have what it takes to reclaim your throne? Okay, so I'm gonna like bounce around the room, it looks like. Goblin, like bowling. Alright. Start. Goblins have feast. Oh, I guess I didn't need to read all this out from the page because I'm going through it. Goblin King Fat. Alright. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Oh, I died a couple times. Okay, that's bad. Alright, let's bounce off this wall. Which is not actually the way I wanted to go. Can I just roll out? Oh, dead. Okay, that's... First try, not great. That's alright, though. Going through the intro each time, kind of whatever. Like I said, you know, Game Jam games, not going to be super complete. Okay, so space jumps. I did not successfully destroy the wall. Oh god. So I did destroy some walls earlier. Feel like. Feels kind of weird, like... It like takes a while to reset my head, and I don't know if that's because I need to push a different button or what. I guess I could have jumped over there, and then I died even though I didn't take a hit? I don't know. Strange. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. Now there's just one door that I feel like I have to break through, so let's try this. Yeah, so like right now, I'm not getting the little cursor coming up showing me that I can do things. Oh, did I have to click in a way first? Alright, made it to the second level. Alright. I will pick up this food. There we go. I don't actually know if that gave me any extra. Okay, so I guess I have to click to turn into a ball, at which point it works. Okay, so I didn't have to just wait. I have to actually click something to get what I want. I don't know if I have to destroy that green thing. No. Okay. I assumed that the green thing was like a key or something like that. It was not. It's not letting me roll. Okay. So the green thing is just a blocker, and destroying all the enemies is the trick there. So that's fine. Like, second level, new mechanic, learn something that way. I probably would have left out the big thing in the middle, because it's like a really bright green thing, which makes me think like, oh, destroy that. And instead gone with just having the enemy characters. I think that would have been more clear for me. I'm really bad at, like, aiming in pool as well. My office at work has a pool table, and I'm so bad at it, which is funny because I had a pool table in my house for years, and I'm still so terrible at it. Alright, let's bounce back and forth a million times. Nope. So yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to destroy these walls either. I thought it was just like roll at them really fast, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Like, they don't have gates in front of them, so I assume that I'm not supposed to just kill something. Maybe there's an invisible switch in the room? Nothing obvious. Yeah, okay. So I feel like I'm stuck. Seems a bit like if there's a thing I'm supposed to be doing here, I'm not seeing it. So that's kind of it for this run for me. Maybe there's supposed to be like a randomly generated something in this room, or maybe I'm supposed to be hitting these walls harder or something like that, but not really getting it, whatever it is. So anyway, so that's Goblins. I definitely see that this could go further. Does the game fit the theme? You know, yeah, I guess. You know, I'm not getting, personally, I'm not really getting the sense of, this being a, yeah, so what did I say? It's a 4-directional game without 4-directional movement. Maybe I just don't know what a 4-directional game is. But to me, this doesn't feel like it matches the 4-directional game genre, because like there's so many, like it's basically like a game of pool. Like that is what it feels like to me. And so I'm not getting that sense. So I mean, it definitely is missing a 4-dimensional movement mechanic. I just don't know if I feel like that's a genre. So, half a point. Is the game enjoyable to play as it is? You know, it's really rough. So here's the things, that I would say. One, movement is too fast. Like, there's not enough, like, control over direction, but it's maybe gonna get there. All right. Does it feel like a complete short experience? Yes, it feels like a complete experience. It's a game, has music, has, you know, direction. It's got something weird about why I got stuck playing it, but, you know, whatever. Would I want to see a more fleshed out version of this game? Yeah, I think I would. I think that, like, this definitely has the right feel, and looking at the pictures here, it definitely has the feel of a game that I want to play. So definitely I would do that. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I had? No, because it didn't work. It broke. And so, I got stuck, pretty early on. So that would be kind of my thing. So, 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. I get it to 3 points, which is fine. And I definitely would be interested to, you know, see if this is something you carry forward or not. But, you know, cool. So that was Goblins. Right idea and more to see. I can see, okay, so 4-player movement, you're thinking like Zelda, Binding of Isaac, other things like that. I can see it. It isn't the thing that I picked up from this game, and so I can see where that's coming from, but I didn't get that impression when playing it. So yeah, no problem. Thanks for submitting it. Okay, so the next thing. Oh, I'm stuck in this level. Okay. Maximum power. Okay, I didn't read any of the chat while that was going on, because my chat was broken. So that was why I was completely ignoring all of the things were said in chat, was because my chat was not broken. Hello, Rin /Supermodel. Unity crashed while building once or twice. All right. I was looking through. So somebody else. Oh, Snake Shooter. Snake Shooter is next. I don't want to, because I'm rating the games for the jam. I don't want to play post jam builds. Just like, because I mean, there's only so much I'm gonna be able to get through tonight. We've already got 10 responses, and I've gotten through like 4 in my last hour. So I'm trying to stick to just things that I can rate for the jam. So I don't mean to be rude, but that's what I'm going with. There we go. So we're gonna play Snake Shooter. Snake Shooter is coming from N Wallen on itch. Is itch? People say itch, right? Like I'm not saying that wrong. I'm this like itch.io or itch.io or whatever you want to call it is kind of new to me. Okay, Snake Shooter, cool. Sounds like we got no sound. All right. Oh, I should read the game page. I always read the game page. Okay. So this is This is Snake Shooter for the GMTK Game Jam 2018. Snake game where the snake does not eat the collectibles, but instead tries to get shorter by ricocheting a projectile and destroying part of its body. Do not hit the head. Okay. Bonus points by ricocheting off the collectible and then hitting the body. Higher the round, the longer the snake, and less time between collectibles spawning. Okay, so I want to not eat the things. I want to shoot. Z shoots. Oh, I screwed up. Okay, so hitting back into yourself kills you. It sounds nope. I just killed myself. I just did a stupid thing. Okay, fine. Instructions. So square plus circle is bad. Circle plus circle is bad, but colored circle and gray circle is good. How do I? Do not eat. Do not shoot head. Shoot body. Shoot for bonus. How do I shoot? I think that's what I'm missing. Maybe there'll be a thing that will show up. Z shoots. Oh, Z shoots. Okay. Okay, okay. Like, I would say that, like, starting this off with, like, a press Z again or something like that, definitely would have value. Because I totally missed that. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. And then the way to get more points is to bounce it off of the collectible and then hit yourself. So there, I got 200 points instead of just 100 points. Making sense now. There's another one. I've topped my high score. Oh, and killed myself. All right. All right. So the fact that the thing only bounces once is interesting because it means you can basically only hit yourself if you shoot when you're really close to something, I feel like. At least when you're this length of snake. Like when you're longer, sure, but for like the early levels, it feels hard. I definitely want to get past the first level and see how it changes. So this is one of my favorite games when I was a player on in the Windows Entertainment Pack era was the Rattle Race, the snake game there. So one of the things I remember from that is just like the levels get really difficult and other stuff like that. You know, so lots of things you can do with a level design like this. I mean, this one's a little bit blocky, so you probably have to advance to a slightly more granular play field before that would work, but you could have levels that have like obstacles in them and stuff like that. And this may be what I'm going to see as soon as I get to another level. Yeah, so I want to shoot it when I'm close, but not too close to a wall. Yeah, so I see that the Z is there in the like instructions, but I did not pick up that that was trying to show me the same bullet, like blue and red bullet that was further down. If it had said like Z for shoot in that little area that says instructions. Oh, I guess it says it before I start, but it goes away when I start. So I think that like the fact that those words go away when I start is the problem for me there. Which is not, I mean, I'm just... I could read, but you know that's hard. I am a normal human being with no reading ability. All right, I did it. Now my snake is longer. It does have, you know, we do have sounds that are helping us, you know, feel like we're making appropriate progress. They tell us when we bounce off something, etc. I would say another, you know, and again, all of these game jam, 48 hours, I get it. But another thing that I would say is the lack of centering on the squares feels wrong. Because I'm like clearly hitting the edge of these things. It makes it kind of hard to get a sense. Like the circles are in the center of the cell and the squares on the edge. So, sorry about that. So I did make it to another level. Yeah. High score of 900. And the next level did not have any obstacles in it. It just, I had a longer snake and I would have to do the same thing again. So, yeah. So, interesting game, interesting concept. You know, it's It's definitely, with the lack of multiple bounces, I definitely feel like getting that last circle to go away is hard. I guess you can do it by like bouncing off. Also, the fact that you can, so if you hold, if you're going, hold on, if you are going left and you hit up and, if you hit up and, no. Yeah, so if you're going right and you hit up and left, or sometimes you can go back into yourself. Yeah, so if you hit up, if you just hit left, it won't kill you. But if you hit up and before you move up, you hit left, it will kill you. And so that's what's killed me a couple of times that felt kind of glitchy, is if you push a button and then take another action before it's had a chance to like cycle through, it will take that action. So. Oh, is it too loud? Okay, sorry. I didn't realize it was like crazy loud. Just a second. So let me know if this is better. Or did you mean higher or softer? Or I don't know what we're... Brad said it 150%, and I don't know if that's what he meant or not. And then I killed myself. Alright, got to the second level. No, I cannot. I'm not a member of YouTube anymore. I work for Google and no longer for YouTube, and I have no opinions on copyright that you couldn't just Google anyway. Anyway, no, you did not miss the CPG rant of the evening. That will be coming up later. And yeah. Okay, cool. High score of 1300. All right. So overall, snake shooter. Does the game fit the theme? So this snake, like a snake game where you don't eat the things. I think that counts. Yes, it fits the theme. Genre without mechanic. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? Half a point. It's enjoyable, but there's that last, there's not enough to fit in that last thing. Does the game feel like a complete and short experience? It does. Yes, complete game. It's functional. It works. Some minor things that I would change, but it works. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I've already had? Yeah, sure. It's on the edge, but I'll give it another half point. Would I like to see a more fleshed out version of the game? Yeah, I would. I think that seeing it with like barriers and other stuff like that, and having a much higher resolution screen and fixing some of these bugs, I think that this could turn into a fun game. I loved Rattle Race when I was playing on Windows 3.1. I would love to see more stuff like this. So 1 point, half a point, 1 point. So that's 2.5. And a half, 3, 4. Score of 4 on this particular game. Score of 4. There you go. The last ball is just too hard to hit. Definitely would like to see at least 2 bounces to let me get a better chance to get in front of the ball. Interesting concept. Would be interesting to see more fleshed out. And so this is, again, a snake shooter from M. Wallen. Thank you very much for sharing that game with us. Yeah, CPG rants of the evening will be in about 20 minutes. I have already recorded it. It is all set. Z shoots, cool. Natalie, it's nice to see you. And I'm happy to have all of you here. Okay, anybody else who's there was one other one that I said I would do next, I think. Is that right? Grog, I did yours. Carlos, you were asking about a post Game Jam build. Alice in the Dead Maze. I did say IHOP is bad and worse than Waffle House. Yes, I did. That was last week's or Monday's CPG rants of the evening. I will say that whole thing, just to be clear, so the CPG rants of the evening, for those of you who don't come to this channel often, is a thing I do at 11 o'clock during my streams where I take some topic and I rant angrily about it. Some of the things I feel more strongly about than others, but I always take the same tone regardless of how I feel about a topic. And so recently I've just been asking people to give me a topic, and then I'll do a rant on it. And so like a handful of the ones that I've done recently have been on that. And so like there's been things on retro games and there's been all these other things that I've done. Oh, okay. Oh, how the tables have turned. Okay. All right. Carlos was here first, and I will do that. Yeah. But yeah. So that's the IHOP versus Waffle House thing. Was basically I had gone to IHOP and I was complaining that I didn't really like IHOP, so I was like, do a rant on that. And so I just spent 7 minutes like saying whatever came to mind, more as an entertainment piece than anything else. So. Okay. So what do we got? We got. Gravity Well, that's not it. I should have asked people to put the names in. I didn't realize that rating pages looked different, like did different things. Okay, a game about a mage who can rotate worlds. All right, so is this a downloady one? Okay, so this is. Ugh. You gotta put this shit on Google Drive or something. Like, don't send me to some random like downloady thing. just for the record. I'm gonna do it this time because I'm trusting you. But ugh, so skeevy. I'm just, there's so much shit out there, and I'm super scared. Like on a Mac, I'm just like, I don't know, whatever, it's fine. But like on Windows, I'm like, I don't know, everything's gonna break. It's all terrible. I also will note that I live in the north and don't have Waffle House near me, so I only get to go occasionally, which probably helps me feel better about it. All right, GMTK 2018. All right, so before we start, we will hit this record button. We're going to play Oh, How the Tables Have... Oh, I need to close this, sorry. We're going to play Oh, How the Turns Have Tabled. Not How the Tables Have Turned. Oh, How the Turns Have Tabled. This is a platformer about a mage whose legs are too little to jump, but he can use his magic to shift gravity and effectively turn the world around him. Traverse the level looking for switches, keys, and doors. Q and E rotate the level. W and D move. Q and E rotate the level. W and D. I would have used WASD, I feel like. Shift is accelerate. Backspace is restart level. And return will return to stage select. So we are going to start this out here. We'll play on ultra quality, which probably doesn't matter. Okay, so we got little legs. So we got no jumping. Oh, stage 1. I'll go through the door. Okay. Okay, cool. Alright, I can push these boxes out of my way. Rotate gravity. Okay, sort of. We're fine. I can't jump, but I can walk. There we go. Keep going. Alright, we'll rotate over this block. Maybe. Alright. Nope. Alright, I'll go the other way. Let's get some rotation energy going. I mean, so I've definitely played games with a similar mechanic in the past. Something feels weird about this one, and I don't know what it is. I'm feeling like, I mean, I know the idea makes sense, but I don't know. I'm having some kind of weird vertigo like thing going on with this particular one, but that's all right. All right, we'll go ahead and grab this key, and then we've got to take it out a door or something, presumably. Let's get ourselves back to level here. Yeah, also, despite the fact that the genre here is basically like platformer where you can't jump, I'm sitting here putting spacebar to try and jump. Okay, so do we have to go back out? Yeah, I don't know. Something feels weird here. Take care, Space Face 14 Dev. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Definitely there's a bunch of these like rotatey games that are probably super dizzying for watching. In this case, what is W is activate? I don't know what activate means. Okay, we'll do this. I don't want to fall. Yeah, and the gravity kind of bounced there, like I was falling at a specific rate, and then I stopped falling at that rate. Kind of weird. Alright, so is the door out here? Is this where I need to go? Well, there's some boxes in my way, so let's rotate these around somehow. Get them to tilt. Okay, yeah, so that's the door I need to go to. We're going to have to tilt these boxes out of the way and get them on the other side of the map. Alright, so now they're on the other side of me, so hopefully, once I get the gravity back to normal, I will be able to walk. Yeah, so there's another thing there. It's like I stopped rotating and everything hopped, which is like, it's fine, but it just feels weird. Okay. Another thing, of course, I want some sense of completion. Like, I completed that first door. It'd be cool if, like, the skeleton had flipped down or something. Minor things, like, nothing major. I do not expect that when I enter a level, I'm going to, or when I push a button, I will lose the visibility of the whole level. Like, I want to zoom out. Which I guess I can restart the level. I can hit backspace and restart the level, which is an approach, but I didn't, like, both times I've been kind of like, I'm not ready for, like, I wanted to look at that more. I just wanted to look at that more with the world rotated. Yeah. Okay, so overall, like, looking at it from the perspective not of, like, a perfect game, but from a Game Jam game, interesting mechanic, you know, it's fine. I mean, it's good. I think it's an interesting mechanic. There's a lot of little, like, glitchiness that I'm not super sure that I'm psyched about. And it feels weird, and I can't give you a better description than that, and I hate that. I hate that I can't be like, oh yeah, the problem is, like, X, Y, or Z, but it feels weird and controlling, and not just because of the mechanic, but in something else about it. And so this might be something that would get better with playing it, but it just doesn't control how I expect for some reason. The textures are, I mean, they're fine. They're kind of, you know, cheap looking, but exactly the type of thing I'd expect from a Game Jam game. All right, where's the key? Oh, the key's over there. Okay, so it does zoom in really quickly, even if I don't touch a button. I would love, like, an extra 3 seconds where it counts down or something to kind of get me to, like, look at the whole level before I have to deal with it. So yeah, and then, like, textures, like, I'm complaining about that, but, like, that's the easiest thing in the world to fix once you spend more than 48 hours on it. So that's, like, 100% what I'd expect there, no problem. Same with, like music would make it feel more complete, but of course, if you were going to sit down and make this a game, of course you would add music and sound and other things like that. This is actually an interesting puzzle question, right? This is the first part of this where I felt like I'm solving a puzzle rather than whatever, but because of the way the physics works, the way that I'm solving this puzzle is kind of to, like, rotate the map a little bit and then undo it, and then the whole world changes, right? Like, I just go back and forth here, and these boxes move around way too much. So I don't feel like I'm solving the puzzle there like I want to be. I feel like I'm kind of, like, glitching the mechanic. So that's definitely, like, looking at the physics when you're right at the transition points, I think would be a part of what is making me feel like the mechanic is glitchy, is because of that. I do like this, right, where I'm falling, good, and I got to the level and did that. So that's great. All right. Yeah, see, like, that level, I could take in almost none of that, and so my default is going to be to, like, hit this button a few times, right? So I know I've got a switch in the, like, top. I've got a door. Yeah, so I want this to stay until I push a button. Like, that's my thing here. Like, let everything fall, and I just want to look at it until it pushes. I push a button. I'm assuming the switch opens the wall. Well, no, there's a couple walls. There's a switch down at the bottom. There's a switch up at the top. There's a key in the bottom and a door at the top. So I'm assuming the switch at the bottom or the switch at the top will open the bottom door and then the top door. Okay, so my first step is going to be to hit these two switches. So let's go ahead and do that. Get that spiked ball out of the way. Thankfully, this mage can sort of fly a little. Except now I'm totally in the wrong direction. I'm nowhere near the switches, and both of these things are going to have walls. And we got some spikes. Spikesity, spikety, spike, spike, spike. I'm assuming those balls hurt me. The balls are actually like a really nice model. Very, very easily communicated what the risk there was. So I think that's definitely a thing that Oh, that didn't kill me. Okay, well, I expected those spike balls to kill me, and if they did, then they would have been a perfect model to communicate that. Since they don't seem to kill me, I mean, I know they're round, so they have slightly different physics than the boxes, but because the physics is so weird in the first place, I don't know how I feel about that. I think I may have gotten myself stuck. I'm like trapped in this weird corner because these boxes won't move. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh god, spikes. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so spike balls don't kill me. They should. They definitely should. Either that or you gotta remove the spikes from them. Because that's like the only reason they should have spikes is if they're gonna kill me. Alright, so we got this. The problem is... Alright. Again, like here I'm just kind of wiggling back and forth to move these boxes out of the way. Not great. Double. Okay, cool. So we did open the door. That's good. Yeah, so the obstacles can clearly protect you from spikes. Also, I would say that having boxes fall on your head at high speed definitely feels like it should kill you. I think the biggest problem with that is, of course, that you can't know boxes are going to fall on your head, but that is definitely a thing to think about as you get further into the game, is like, okay, how can we make this feel a little bit more realistic in that dimension is a thing that I would probably want to think about. Okay, we have flipped the switch. Now we will rotate back. We have flipped both switches. We're looking for the key, and the key will lead us to the door. Natalie, there is no way to send someone a message specifically on a live stream. Not a thing that exists on YouTube. Of course, all the cool kids hang out in my Discord, which you can find a link to by typing !Discord, and that is a place where you can send messages to other members of the CPG crew. That's not true. Brad Pritchard doesn't hang out there, and he's one of the cool kids, but... I like how I did actually correct that before I saw Brad complaining. Yeah. All right. What else do we have here? What else do we got? All right. So do that. Another thing is that the rotation, like at that point right there, I think because I was on the floor, was kind of unsmooth, and the unsmooth rotation is really janky feeling. Again, all minor things. Like these are like very typical things I would expect for game jams. And I do like the idea. I do keep wanting to jump, but that's the whole freaking point, is you can't. So, that's my problem and not your problem. All right, there we go. Yeah, but Orcaz, you can't become friends in any way other than like YouTube like suggests it to you, or you followed a link on some other social media where you've already like connected with them, which makes it a really kind of silly feature. Okay, so here's my problem. I got spikes everywhere and not enough obstacles to block them with. All right, so hopefully these blocks combined with my walking will allow me to float past these spikes. There we go. Hopefully there's not spikes at the bottom. There's not. Good, good. And... I have the key. I couldn't quite make the door from that side, but hopefully we can from the bottom. Oh, no! No! Blocks, get out of here. I don't want you. There we go. Hey, did it. Yes, I did both switches. I'm smart. I'm a smart man. Alright, stage 4. Final stage, it looks like. Yep, final stage. Okay. Again, backspace, backspace. Okay, so we've got spikes down there. We've got... Where are my switches? Okay, the switch in the bottom left. But I don't see a second switch. I guess my second switch must be behind a box somewhere. But I don't see that either. One above the door. One above the door? One above the key. One above the key. Huh? Like, above the key. Like, here? I don't see a switch. The room above the key near the box. Like here? I don't see it though. Am I missing something here? Like, should I be seeing it? Is it hidden by some trick of perspective? So that's another thing I would say. I should be able to, like, one, it shouldn't zoom in until after I touch a button, and two, I should, like, in a puzzle like this, I want to be able to see everywhere I want to go at the beginning. Oh, it shows after you do the... Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I want to be able to see all of those things from the start. I don't want to have to, like not know where I'm going. So that's a thing. So, Natalie, all these games were developed and released a week ago in the GMTK Game Jam 2018. Game Jam is a 48-hour competition where developers were asked to take a genre and create a game that did not have some mechanic from the genre and share it. So in this case, it's a platformer without jumping and uses rotation instead. We saw earlier some other things as well. And so all of these games were developed by the developers. In this case, Carlos was the developer of the game who developed this game in 48 hours and have shared it here on the internets for us. So, oh, interesting. I just felt like I jumped there. I'm assuming that was just a trick of the gravity, but... Alright, so when we finish up this game, which will be relatively shortly, we will be moving on to the CPG rant of the evening. The CPG rant of the evening is where I'm going to give you a few minutes of a piece of my mind. Tonight's CPG rant of the evening is about, god damn it, is about overprivileged assholes in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And you'll hear a little bit more about it soon. Alright, get out of the way, boxes. Spikeball, I'm looking at you. Okay, so going this way, going to the bottom, and we're gonna flip the switch. It's gonna unlock the key, and it's gonna show the other switch to me, and then I will know which way to go. Go into the first switch. Oh no! God damn it. I'm not talking about myself in this case, no. I am talking about the person I was arguing with on the internet last night. Hooah. Alright. Yeah, so the fact that I keep pushing spacebar definitely shows that this game has successfully completed the, like, genre without mechanic. I'm like, the way games like this work is that you push the jump button, and then I'm like, but wait, there's no jump button. What do I do? And I just can't figure it. All right, let's do this. Yeah, too much of this. Too much of this back and forth. It's not fun. I really want these to be... I really want these to be more smooth movements and less glitchy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, oh God. Boxes, stop getting in my way. I want to go. Oh, God damn it. Ah! I'm not actually sure that I may not finish this one. I think that this might be it. I might call it here. Okay, so this is, exit. Apparently there's no exit button. Alt F4, cool. Oh, how the tables have turned. Okay, so, on our 5-point rating system, does the game fit the theme? Yes, 1 point. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? No. I wish that I could say yes, because I wanted to enjoy it, but no. Does the game feel like a complete and short experience? Yes, it does feel like a complete experience. It does the thing. I didn't enjoy it, but it's there. Would I pay $1 for the game as it is? No. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version? Yes. I think that this mechanic is good. There's just too much of the flipping back and forth and other things like that that just made it not fun. So I would love to see more. It's a solid effort for 48 hours, and I think that there's more that you can do here. So, thank you very much for Oh, the Tables Have Turned. For those of you who are waiting, we are going to get to some more games soon. But for right now, we are going to take a break. I'm going to grab a drink, and you're going to hear the CPG rants of the evening. Yeah. Everyone just sit back, relax, and listen to Ranty CPG tell you something you don't really care about. It's absolutely incredible how many people out there think that their personal preferences should overrule the ideas of using equity programs to help improve situations for a broader range of people than exist in their little bubble of the world. I'm the Chris who plays games, and this is your CPG rant of the evening. My daughter's school this year instituted a Chromebooks for All program, where all students going to the school get access to a school-provided and owned laptop, which they are required to bring to school on a daily basis and use for all of their classes. They've gone with Chromebooks for a large variety of reasons. Most likely, they are, generally they're lower-cost devices to purchase and own, but more importantly, they have a lot of ease-of-use features and a limited attack surface for students to exploit and make them their own. For devices that are owned by the school district, it makes a lot of sense for them to think about Chromebooks as the tool that they would want to use, because Google has done its best to make administering Chromebooks straightforward and easy. However, there are always problems with systems like this, as you see in many schools that decide to block certain websites or, or spy on kids or limit access or other things like that. And this is absolutely true of the CRLS school, the Cambridge School District's Chromebook program. There are problems that I have with the Chromebook program, and it's a real thing. However, because we live in Cambridge, there is a class of people who are of the RMS school of doing things, which is, the freedom is everything, and the realities of the situation should be ignored in favor of freedom. The type of people who are very upset that they can't just lock their computer in a closet and have it all their information be protected from the rest of the world. The type of people who think that it is best for them to enforce their will on others as a way to, and look past the practical realities of any situation. In case you can't tell from my tone of voice, I think this is horseshit. But okay, I understand. You think that the world would be a better place if students didn't turn in their work via Google Docs, and students didn't type in online word processing, and students didn't use the cloud, and students didn't have to learn how, accept that the internet is a key part of most functional productivity suites used by most people the world over. If you could insist that the only computer that matters is one that you have complete control of, and that Linux is the thing that everybody should learn, and so on and so on and so forth. Fine. Whatever. I disagree with you, you're wrong, but whatever. I get what you're saying, even though I think you're wrong. But then you're asked, okay, what would you do instead? You don't think that the school should have gone with a Chromebook program. What would you do? And your answer is, well, if I was in charge of the program, would give all of the students on, reduced lunch plans, all the students who are of limited means, free ThinkPads. And let everyone else fend for them, with Linux installed on them, and let everyone else fend for themselves. Let everyone else fend for themselves? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you realize that when you're looking at something which is attempting to create an equal playing field via an equity program, that to then take that and say, you know what, I'm just going to install Linux on laptops and then say that's the right thing to do? That's really the approach you're going to take, sir? You really think that that's an alternative to an equitable program that is actually attempting to level the playing field rather than just reward the people whose parents can teach them how to use Linux, who can fix all the random bullshit that breaks on it, who can help them understand these things? Do you really think that that's the right way to go? Do you really think that it's okay to make kids fend for themselves when you've got this huge disparity in access to and information and everything else like that and resources that are available to these students? Is that really the way you want to go? Because that isn't the way that I want to see it go. As a resident of Cambridge, I want to see greater equity. I want to see programs that don't reward the kids whose parents have been teaching them how to use Linux from an early age. That don't reward these kids more so than other kids who are just as bright, who are just as smart, and don't have those resources and that experience and everything else that goes along with it. The level of privilege that it requires to be demonstrated in order to say a statement like that, to sit here and say, I think that what we should do instead is just give kids Linux and let everyone else fend for themselves. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, let's not even talk about the total cost of ownership of trying to run a Linux-based administration system in a school that doesn't have the technical knowledge to do it. Let's not even talk about the fact that Chromebooks have a limited attack surface that allows the school to feel comfortable giving them out in the first place. Let's not even talk about the fact that using Linux laptops means that you are limited to a limited set of hardware that doesn't allow you to fully, use the full ecosystem, which means you're limited to a specific set of hardware that oftentimes costs more. Let's not even talk about all of the other flaws in your plan, but just the fact that you're taking an equity program, like a Chromebooks for All program, and saying, I would give some laptops to some people, I would put Linux on all of them, and I would let people fend for themselves. That's the approach you're going to take. That's the approach that you think is going to produce the best outcomes for the students in this district. Are you fucking kidding me? Check your goddamn privilege. Because there are kids in this town who don't have access to the internet at home. There are kids in this town who don't have access to computers other than these Chromebooks. There are kids in this town who have never had the opportunity to use anything other than likely a cell phone at home, if that. Where they're using 8-year-old computers in a computer lab in a community room in the first floor of their building, where kids are stuck using school computers only for these things, and your answer is to give them an operating system that doesn't work at the best of times for technical people and just say, do it yourself? To give them no support and no ecosystem and no teacher assistance and none of the other things you need in order to improve or do better? Seriously? Fuck off. I'm the Chris who plays games. This has been your CPG rants of the evening. I'm an employee of Google. These opinions are my own and not those of my employer. Thank you very much and have a good night. And we're back. I'm going to be opening up a beer of some kind. I don't know exactly what it is. It says, Hello, ich bin Berliner Weisse. That means hello, I am Berliner Weisse. We got that. Unfortunately, all of the fancy words on it are written in non-English. So this is... Oh, it does have English too. Okay. Brewed by blah, 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 Belgium. Best before date... Okay, so there's no cool words on here, so we're just going to open up the beer. I mean... yeah, so it's pink. It's got like pictures of tomatoes on it. I don't know, it's a little bit weird. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's weird to have like a Weiss beer that's like pink. Maybe it's called the Mikkeller. Barley, wheat malt. Oh, blueberries. Blueberries. So I guess it's a blueberry beer, but it's like reddish. I don't know. Whatever. It's good. I'm still getting past the top. It's right now. It's a kind of like a tangy sweetness. So I don't know. Okay. Cool. So just 1 second. Okay, cool. So, Ito, your game you said was something. This is how the tables have turned, which is not the one we want to play next. We want to play Alice in the Dead End Maze. That sounds right. All right, push the button that makes it not show my face. Alice in the Dead End Maze. Alice in the Dead End Maze. This game was created for GMTK's Game Jam 2018. The theme was genre, but you can't mechanic. I started from the idea of a maze with no exit, and then tried to find other interesting mechanics that still give it interest to explore the maze and get out without going to an exit. So we can use the arrows to move and choose an option in journal mode, space to interact. So explore the maze and interact with what you find. When you are blocked, you can interact with your dream journal to unblock the situation. You can erase the last sentence to go back in the past. As the maze is randomly generated, it can help you find another way. Once you find some words, you can also use them to rewrite and modify your past action or the description of the maze. The rewrite option will be proposed when you try to erase a sentence that contains a part that can be rewritten. So you need to erase all the sentences after the part you want to rewrite before rewriting it. As the maze is randomly generated and the words you found are conserved, you can freely erase everything to restart from the beginning without losing progression. Okay. I need to have Java installed. So we will see if this actually works. Once I do this, we may find that it doesn't, because I honestly have no idea if I have Java installed. So let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 3. Wait, why is launch? Launch is not a WinRAR archive. Right. And CD downloads Alice in the Dead End. There is launch.jar. Java. I don't appear to have Java installed. Okay. So I will set this aside and try and get back to it, Ito, if you are here. I don't have Java installed, so I don't know if this is gonna work. Download. I don't really care about a browser. I want like Java SDK. No, what do I need? Is that what no, not the SDK. I need like Java runtime. JRE. That's the word I was thinking of was JRE. Download free Java software. Free Java download. Agree and start free download. All right, we'll do that. Okay. Ignoring that, coming back to this later, I will do the thing. I will do it fast. I will do it slow. I will do it anywhere I want to go. Paint the walls red, and the GMTK jam is maybe submitted by somebody who's here. So, Daryl, if you are here, feel free to let me know. So this is Paint the Walls Red, an action arcade game, but every time you attack, your attack changes. With hordes of dead returned invading your castle, you know the end is near. Hordes of the dead returned. I don't really like that wording, but that's super minor. Let's not worry about that. I will name my own price of 0 and download from itch.io. Includes lots of blood to give your walls a fleeting coat of paint and some really bad music. Oh, and I have a sword. Okay, so let's sword everything. Windows protected my PC. I don't want to be protected. Don't protect me, stupid thing. Oh, interesting. It's not. It doesn't seem like it's a Game Maker game. Okay. What do I want to do? I wanted to click here. Okay, cool. We're good. We're good. Paint the walls red. Okay. So I move pretty fast. Good. Good. How do I sword things? That's not how. Left, right. Nope. Wrong button. Okay. Okay, so WASD moves. I did manage to sword things somehow, but... Okay, so we got hordes of undead. Oh, do I have to click these buttons to do damage? Okay, so I turned invisible for a minute. Oh, that guy ate me. Okay, so now I'm invisible. So I can come here and slash all these guys. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a... Okay, every time I click this, it's going to do both of these actions. So it's going to do, like, this is going to do a dash slash. And this will do a slash TPS, where TPS is teleport. Now we'll do a slash and throw a disc. Now we'll do a dash. Oh, that's left dash, right dash. Okay, so this will throw a disc in 2 different ways. Teleport. So I kind of, like... I like the idea, but I'm not loving that I don't have as much like, I want to just do one thing, and I don't know if there's a way to do just one thing. Okay, I took 33 before... Yeah. Okay. I guess I could follow the tutorial. Oh, well, putting all of my notes right on top of each other, not great. Okay, how attacks work. Also, when I clicked on how attacks work, it didn't want. Okay, 2 attacks per attack. The first and then the second in that order. Your next attacks will be attacked. After your attack, the next will be randomized. Okay, makes sense. I die. Enemies suck things when they touch me. Blast kills everything around me. Artie goes left and right. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. So bang is gonna do a boom and then turn. Now I'm invisible, which is fine. So now I can just kind of like hang out for a little bit and then I can dash and then turn invisible. This will throw a disc, so I'll wait for this guy to get to the bottom and then throw a disc at him. Cool. This will teleport and then dash, teleport. Oh, I guess the teleport kind of like killed him, which is good-ish, maybe? Alright. Come here, zombies. Let's go. I'm gonna dash and hit them all. Nope, just that one. Oh, nice. Okay, teleport and then bomb. I don't know, it was teleport and then slash. Okay, so we'll do slash in 2 directions. Slash, slash. Now we will jump over here to avoid them all. Okay, so overall, some things that I like about it, it is the controls are nice. Definitely, you know, feel very responsive, but they're not. You get a little bit of sliding motion, which makes it a little bit more interesting to try and like control yourself. Ooh, got stuck in a wall. That's bad. I don't love that there's 2 commands per. It doesn't let me get the control that I want in. And I know that part of the point is you don't have full control, but I feel like that it's kind of doubling down on the mechanic change. So the first mechanic that I would say is changed is that you, like, I'm totally fine with the mechanic change being like you don't get to control what your actions are. And I would say that that is the better one to use. And, like, that's interesting enough on its own. You don't have to make it so there's 2 of the things. Alright, I'll go ahead and kill all of these. Alright, now I can jump up here. I also think it's interesting that I think the invisibility is also invincibility. Like, I can just walk through guys at this point, and, like, the enemies at this point, and it doesn't hurt me. So that's interesting. This teleport is going to send me somewhere else. I also, like, I really don't like teleport plus bomb because, like, it just wastes my bomb. Like, that's not how I would use it. So I don't get to use my attack strategically. And I think that's my biggest problem. Like, I understand the goal is to randomize what you can do, but you already do that by just doing it once. You don't need to do it twice. Alright, so we're gonna bang explosive, boom, and then disc, bang explosive, and then that. We'll go ahead and jump up here and throw those. Cool. But yeah, controls are nice. Obviously, like, you know, oh, got stuck in the wall again. Alright, well, I think I broke it. So yeah, so I go through the walls. That's bad. Oh, the teleport goes to the location of your mouse. Okay, would never have figured that. I mean, reading the instructions would have helped me figure that out. I would say I don't think about the mouse here, and I know that that's dumb. Oh, cool, I got back out. Oh, right, eventually there'd be a teleport. So yeah, I still want to be able to use like one action at a time. I mean, I think that's my biggest thing. I know that would make the game a lot, like, probably simpler. Like, it wouldn't... Like, a lot of this right now is like, oh, you've got to figure out how to do two things at once and have them both be useful. But I guess that's too hard. Maybe I'd want 2 levels, right? Maybe actually the way I would want it to be done is treat this as a series of waves, and in each wave expand how many actions are done, right? So start off with 1, and then do like 2 for a couple levels with different layouts, and then like go up to 3, and at that point you slowly have a ramping up difficulty, and it also gives you like a progression in the game, which I think is kind of missing right now. So I think that's probably what I would do. I do think that the 2 actions at once provides an additional challenge, and that's great, but it ends up being too hard to start out that way because you don't learn that way. So changing it, and I had this feedback for someone else who had a wave-based game too, changing it so that you have, not changing it, expanding it. If you were to continue to develop this game, I would change it so that you have like a series of waves, and like the first wave is 1 action, the second wave is maybe 1 action or 2 actions, and the third wave adds a third or something like that. You can't just go 1 for 1. You can't do like 5 in a row. But I think that might be interesting and would allow you to do that. The other thing is that like some of the actions you're going to take are going to necessarily drop you in the middle of a bunch of enemies if you do anything with them. I guess maybe the answer there is then don't take out the most number of things. But yeah, so overall, good game, good polish for a Game Jam game. It's great. It definitely would be a game that I would be interested to see you know, turned out and have a little bit more like to it. I would say like the glitchy bits that were kind of annoying, like this, like I wanted to grab this how attacks work sheet, and like I kept grabbing the wrong thing. Like it kept grabbing things that were underneath how attacks work. So this is weird. Like I would just lay these out on a screen instead of having them all in the middle at once. So I would just like, you know, have an actual thing laid out here for instructions in some good way. But yes, this does say probably like teleport to the location of the mouse. That would have, had I been paying attention to that would have been good. I felt like I was always going to the top. So, but yeah. So of my 5-point system, which I've already forgotten what my 5 points are, I will go back to this. Does the game fit the theme? Yes, I think the game fits this. Is there? Okay, go away. An arcade game, but every time you, well, so it's like genre without mechanic. I don't know about the without part. Like it's genre with different mechanic, but I don't know about without. So that's, I'll give you a half point on fitting the theme. Enjoyable to play as is? Yes, it's enjoyable to play as is. Does the game feel like a complete experience? Yes. So 2.5 points. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I've just had? Yes, I would. Paint the walls red. Paint the walls red. You're going on my list. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of the game? I do. I do want to see a more fleshed out version of the game. I think that there's a lot that you could do with this, even though it didn't quite fit what I think of as the goal of the jam. And so I'm gonna round down here and say like this was a fun game. I think fleshing it out. Oh, hold on. Do that first. Fleshing it out to have a more progression-oriented wave system could have a lot better first-time player experience and give more difficulty ramp to increase the playable time. Fun game, good jam, submission, entry. Thanks for submitting. Okay, good night, Rin. Yeah, so Mikey the Gamer definitely reminds me a bit of like the Kung Fu game in the arcade and a couple other things like that. Definitely interesting. If anyone else is here whose game I have not played yet, please feel free to let me know, and I will do that. How do I stop that? It used to be, okay, whatever. Whatever, stupid software. Jack Dexon, you are Noxoid's Immobile. Says you, maybe. Let's see. We'll take a drink of beer while we wait for this to load. Okay. So one of the nice things about this game jam is that I'm a big platformer fan, and a lot of these are like platformer without X. But yeah, so here we go. Immobile, a submission to the GMTK Game Jam 2018, is a tough platformer where you cannot walk or run. Instead, you have to traverse 14 levels through a grappling hook and the power of jumping. There's a glitch where you can't see or... I don't want to down there, just see the cursor, blah, blah, blah. All right. I'm going to keep in mind while doing this that if I cannot see the cursor... oh, I just want to download. If I couldn't see the cursor, because that's how it was submitted, I feel like this would change my rating of the game. And I'm trying to be fair when rating these things, but you know, we'll play this way. Well, so Mikey the Gamer, the reason that he thinks that is that you are constantly pimping it. By the way, Stingray started playing it last night. He seemed to really enjoy it. So, all right. All right, here we go. Oh no, what the fuck just happened? Oh, this game, like, okay, it does something weird. Okay, tutorial. Yeah, so this is Immobile. Okay. Alright, platforms. R restarts. I don't have a grapple yet, I assume. Triple trouble. So one thing I will say, and this wouldn't matter in any other context other than this, but the fact that like a grapple is the first thing that was mentioned and like none of this is grappling is kind of confusing me. So I would definitely say if you were to describe this game, I would definitely back off on that particular bit of the description as your first thing. Okay, so I need to get up to the top. No, at least to the second one, and then I've got to hop off the second one as I run into that wall and let that push me. Or just do that? Yeah, that works. Oh, sort of. Worked for a bit. Oh, there's no video? Oh, shit. Sorry. Let me see if I can figure out why. Oh, because it's like not on my desktop somehow? Okay, let me... Yeah. Is this gonna do anything different? No. 1 second. Game capture. Immobile. I wasn't looking at anything you were saying anyway, so... just a sec. Yeah, so something about this full screen game studio game didn't really do right. Anyway, now we're here, and you can see things. I apologize for not reading chat. Oh! Okay, I got it. Got it. Okay, so the gray platforms move when I step on them. Yeah, the problem was so when I started this game, it like screwed up all of my desktop, and so this chat was scrolled up so I couldn't see it. Okay, so a nice thing that I can do is that I do have the ability to hover effectively by just jumping repeatedly. Maybe not. Maybe I can only jump a certain number of times. Okay, I can't hover. I have a triple jump, but no more. I'm stuck now. All right. Let's see. I assume you can see the game now. If you cannot still, please do let me know. Oh, shoot. Okay, so here's the trick. I need to jump off of this, but then not actually go until the platform is coming back the other direction. I like the aesthetic. So the aesthetic is definitely very nice. The definitely a challenge. So now and it's doing the right thing of like slowly introducing mechanics. The difficulty ramp is a bit difficult. Not, you know, terribly so. It's not, you know, I don't know, Dark Souls or whatever. Oh, my chat broke again. Hopefully you can see the game, and hopefully chat is working for you. I'm gonna send a message. Hello, can you see game? Please say. Okay, cool. Sorry, I got all panicky. Oh! Okay. Alright, so we are gonna do this. Hop up here. And die. I definitely want to get good at it. The difficulty ramp doesn't feel like it's letting me, like, giving me a lot of room to do that, but I want to be good at this game. So that's definitely says something. Oh no! Ugh! I don't know how to get up there. Okay, cool. I'm glad you can see the game. Thanks, Jack. And hello. God damn it. Okay, so what's my trick here? I need to be on the gray thing, go to the white thing, and then hop back on the gray thing, but the gray thing doesn't come back. So I don't think that's the approach. Thinking. Thinking. Okay. I don't think that I am going to... Yeah, so I think I figured that out. I just don't know what to do with it. Like, I don't... That was like... I felt like I was holding down as long as I could. And that's as high as I can make it. Okay, so now I'm over the gray thing. When the white thing comes back, I jump up onto the gray thing. Ugh! I just can't... I can't make it up. So I would say that if I was designing this level, I would say making whatever the jump limitation is meant to be here, it's too hard for me to feel like I can beat it. If I did not have the developer sitting here like telling me that this is beatable, I would think that I was missing some crucial mechanic and I would bail. So I'd say that's something to fix. Well, so I don't know. I have not yet learned about a grappling hook. I have a cursor, but I don't feel like at this point I have learned how to grapple anything. So if I was supposed to have learned that at some point, it doesn't seem like it. And that's another thing I would say is that the description of the grappling hook bit seems like maybe it's a bit premature, but I don't know. That was my fault. Okay, so I wait for this to come over, it goes left, I hop on the gray block, and then I move it, I move, so now I'm aligned with it. Okay, great. So now I can get on the gray block whenever I want, which I want to do right now. Fall onto the white block. Ugh! Alright, so if the developer or anyone else is here who has an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing with this, feel free to toss in your notes now, because I'm going to abandon it. Fuck. Use the gray, but the gray block is ahead of me. Like, how can I don't feel like... Oh, I have to launch the gray block, but have it go... Can I just... No, because I stop moving when I do that. Use the gray block. Use the gray block. So I want to... Like, I don't have any momentum whatsoever. Other than the blocks themselves. So I can launch the gray block at any point. But I have to fall on the white block in order to get past this wall. And if I do that, then the gray block is ahead of me, and there's no way I can get there. So the only thing I can think is that I am supposed to be able to jump to that floor with my triple jump, and I'm just not being, like, diligent enough with holding down my jumps for long enough. But if so, woof, man, that's a tight thing to have as, like, the 4th level of your game. Excuse me. You know, one of the comments that I've made a lot of times is for, like, NES games is that they're, you know, intentionally difficult because they didn't have a lot of RAM or whatever to... Ugh! Yeah, I don't... I'm not getting the feeling I can make that jump, so... I think that... I think I'm out. I think that's it. I can't get any further. So, okay, cool. I like the idea. It's definitely an interesting game. So where is this? Is back here. I didn't use the cursor at all, so I can rate that as if I played the Game Jam version. Where's my list of things? Okay. Does the game fit the theme? Yes. Platforming without moving. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? I want to say yes, but I didn't get far enough to really, like, enjoy it. So I'm going to have to go with no. I really want to enjoy this game, and it is so close to being something that is right up my alley, but it's just not enough. Does the game feel like a complete experience? Yes, it's a complete experience. It's not like half a game. It's definitely going for a thing. I got through levels. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I've already had? No. Do I want to see more? Yes, I do want to see more than what I've seen. I specifically want to be able to beat what I've beaten. So I think that my advice would be, and part of this is, like, again, I know Game Jam games, like, you're making decisions around how you do things. Like, I totally understand this. But to have me come back and pay $1 for this game, you've got to make the beginning more easy. I've got to be able to get through at least 5 levels without feeling like I'm completely stuck. So more gradual difficulty ramp is definitely where I would go with that. I think it's definitely a fun game, but a more gradual difficulty ramp. So fun game needs a more gradual difficulty ramp. I got stuck early on and just felt like I couldn't progress. And it looks like I'm not the only person who feels that way. So, yeah, this is the, so at least I'm not the only one who's had exactly that problem. Cool. Okay. Anybody else who is here and has submitted their game through the forum, perhaps, if, Streaker's author is here, Zichio, are you here? Or Horatio with Golf? Are either one of you, Gravity Golf? So Gravity Golf or Streaker, either one of the authors here. If not, Harrison Monroe, I'm gonna guess you are Golf Man. Gravity Golf it is. Cool. I'm not going in order. I'm going in order based on whoever's in chat and talks first. So definitely hang out and mention when I ask for your, if you're here. That's the best way to make sure I play your game. Okay. Why is my display left not doing a thing now? Fuck. My display capture is all bollocksed up. New display. Stream is going to stop very momentarily, and I will be right back. Hello, hello. Hopefully I'm back. Hi, I'm Chris. And now we're back. Cool. Oh, right. I didn't read the page description. Okay. Gravity Golf is a cross between VVVVV and Putt-Putt Golf. In Gravity Golf, there are no clubs, just gravity. Click or press space to change your gravity. The last 2 levels, bug resulting in the last 2 levels to be excluded. The game will crash on the 9th hole. That's fine. Okay, Gravity Golf. Cool. Okay, so I hold down the button to change gravity, and then however much I do it, and gravity flips every time I do it. So do this, do that. Got it. Cool. It's definitely a par 4 hole there. It's probably possible to get through with less, but oh, this is gonna be rough because it's gonna go left. Running around here. Upsy Mozzie, Upsy Daisy. There we go. Gravity Well next? Sure, Mystical. Is that in the... So there's a Game Jam form. I don't know if you have submitted it yet, but if not, put it in the list, and I will make sure that we go through that next. Okay. Now we're into Spikes Land. Sorry, I was looking at chat briefly. That was my excuse for like the first 2 balls. Okay, so this is definitely one where you get to do like you get to try and hover the ball. Flip gravity, flip gravity, flip gravity. There we go. Hole in 4. Oh God! Faster, faster! I can do it. Oh no. Oh no, I've lost all my speed. Okay, 8. Alright, yes! Hole in 8. Yeah. It's cute. Was that it? Was that 9? I think that was 9. Cool. Okay, so What do I think about Gravity Golf? Does the game fit the theme? Golf without clubs. Yep, I'd say that fits the theme. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? Yes. Fun game. Definitely could have used more challenge. It's kind of the opposite of the previous game I played where it was too hard. This game was maybe a little bit too easy. 18 holes probably could have gone a long way towards that. It was definitely ramping up at the end with a bit more of the challenging ones. And obviously I could go back and try and lower my score and so on and so forth. Does the game feel like a complete or short experience? Yes. It'd be nice to have a scorecard at the end, but I know you already said the game crashed instead of continuing. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I've had? Yeah, I will. Gravity Golf. Gravity Golf. Adding that to my list of things. So I don't know if I can pay you on itch.io, but if I can't figure out a way to make that happen, I will email you if I can't find a button for that. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of this game? I do. I would definitely. So a couple things that I would say I would want to see in a more fleshed out version of this game. I would want to see more variety in courses. Looking at like Golf with Friends, I think is the mini golf game that has all the different like packs of levels or whatever. Having 5 different sets of 18 holes to go through, I would definitely play it. Adding the ability to play with friends, I think would be cool. I could imagine doing like a multiplayer, like one after the other, or like one where you can hit each other's balls in the air. Both would be awesome. I think the latter is going to be way harder because I realize then you're dealing with multiplayer network and everything else like that in a way that isn't just straightforward. But that is a thing that I would definitely check out. So cool game, definitely fun to play. And you got you got all 5. You got the rating of 5. So we will go ahead and give you 5 stars. Fun to play. Oh, that's the wrong game, not this game. I gotta find the right button. Here we go. Sorry. 5 stars. Fun to play. Has a lot of room to turn into a more complete experience. Great game jam entry. Feels like a complete game. Thanks for uploading. Okay. Yeah, 2 players so I can play with Brad. That's right. Cool. I will definitely I'm not doing them right now because I don't have my credit card and whatever set up on itch.io. But I will definitely be going through after this. I have a list of games I'm going to give some money to, and that is on the list. Okay. Someone else said a game, and I said that you would do it. So we got Golf Man, Gravity Well, Mystical Pigeon. If you are not in the form, hopefully you are in the form. Mystical Pigeon is where? Mystical Pigeon. Oh, Gravity Well. I was looking for Mystical Pigeon as a game name because I can't brain. And then whoever is next, if you want me to play your game next, put it in the form. Again, form link is Game Jam. And let me know what your game title is, and I will play whoever says the next one next. Okay. Gravity Well's game page. Xbox 360 gamepad, highly recommended. I got a PS4 gamepad that probably doesn't act like an Xbox controller at the moment, so we'll see how that works, if at all. Oh, I can also do, okay, so it's a twin stick shooter. Alright. This game is Gravity Well from Mystical Pigeon on itch.io. A top-down spaceship shooter, but instead of guns, you have access to a mobile gravity well that can push and pull enemy bullets, missiles, and asteroids. The enemy ships are equipped with anti-gravity measures, so your gravity well will have direct impact on them. Keep an eye out for health packs that enemies drop on death. Use your picked up items like a wrecking ball, or just hurl them back at the enemies. And most importantly, try not to die. Okay, so we're gonna try and... Okay, so I appear to be able to use my sticks, and right trigger is gravity well, left trigger is reverse gravity well. Okay, cool. Alright, so again, this is gravity well. So I can move around. Alright. So now I'm rotating these things around me. Oh god! Shooting me. Alright, let's go ahead and hit him with his own bullets. Alright. Okay, so I really like this concept. I am terrible at gravity, so I'm not sure how effective it is as like a gameplay type for me, but it's definitely fun. I do want to be able to like smack these things into okay, I can. Good. There we go. Cool. So now I got a gravity well. Got some stuff in it. Let's just gather some more stuff in my little gravity well. Alright, can I hurt myself with my own stuff in the gravity well? Can't... No, good. Okay, cool. Seems like the items that I have captured in the gravity well maybe can't hurt me. At least not the rocks. Get out of here! Get out of here! Boom! Boom! Haha! I like this. It definitely feels fun. Oh god. Oh god. I also, like, I know that the art style is primarily driven by, like, the game jam limitations, but I will also say that it reminds me a little bit of, like, the Windows 3.1 era of games, like Microman and other stuff like that, that is, you know, oh god. And so, like, I like it. As someone who plays a lot of retro games and has nostalgia for the Windows 3.1 style of game art, it definitely feels like this would be the type of game that would work well in the Windows 3.1 entertainment pack. Of course, it never would have been in it because, like, back in Windows 3.1 days, the idea of a functional dual-stick controller is not a thing that existed. But, okay, cool. So that is a fun game. I think the biggest thing that I would say is, and I can't tell if this would have changed if I had gotten further, having it be wave driven like Asteroids is, where I can feel accomplishment for completing levels, another thing I'd like to do. And again, this is a really common game. This is like the 4th time I said this tonight. Waves are, like, infinite waves is a totally normal way to play a game for jam, but I think that being able to, like, turn that around is good. So starting with a small play field and being like, oh, you're in, you know, practice orbit or something like that, so that I actually learn to use like the repulsor as like a mechanic would have been interesting. Because as it was, you saw that my approach was basically just like build up a pile of stuff and then bounce it into people. Not exactly the most tactical, but it's because I was never really encouraged to do anything else. Another thing I would add, you know, that you could imagine would be like adding more fixed obstacles. So like a space dock or something else like that you have to go through. Or if you're, like, you know, doing the Kessel run through an asteroid field or whatever. Things that can't be adjusted by a gravity well. I guess you've got to have to storify that somehow. But, you know, have more objects to get in the way, so I can't just fly all over the place and fling shit wherever I feel like. Let's see. You know, music is nice. No real problems there. It's pretty backgroundy, and I don't notice it too much because I got my my shit on all the time. Throw some stuff at these guys. I do the physics of the gravity well are really well done. They are fun to play with, and they feel smooth. Definitely feels really good for something that is, you know, just a quick game like this. I've got no graphical control problems, no anything else like that, and so that's something to definitely be thankful for. So. But yeah, twin stick shooter where you can't shoot. Definitely a cool idea, and definitely for some room for some more advanced kind of progression-y elements if you were to expand on this. So definitely pretty cool. So thank you very much for submitting it. It's great. So let's go here. Does the game fit the theme? Yes. Twin stick shooter where you can't shoot. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? Yes. Fun game. I enjoyed it and played a second round. Does the game feel like a complete experience? Yes, it does. It doesn't feel like it has an end, so if it does, I didn't get to it. Would I pay $1 for it? Yeah, I would. This is Gravity Well. Gravity Well. And I will link to this so I don't lose it later. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of the game? I do. I don't, but I'll say I do, but I don't know that I would actually go ahead and play it because I kind of it's not the type of game I play a lot. I'm not a big twin stick shooter fan in the first place. But I think it would be, a thing that could be fleshed out and you would see more. So, great game. Would recommend, if you continue with it, to look into more complex level designs and fixed size waves as a form of progression to enhance replayability. Controls are super smooth and very fun. No glitchiness at all, despite the fact that you're dealing with complex physics. Really well done. Done and done. Excuse me. Okay. So that was Gravity Well. Signpost Bill. So Ragav, is Signpost Bill in the Game Jam forum? You can put it in this forum, and that way I will have a link to it. I didn't see it, but maybe I missed it. Okay. We did this. We did this. It was great. By the way, Elfin, I'm going to link this again for those who weren't here earlier. Definitely my favorite game of the jam so far. I've played about 20 games, and that one was awesome. So highly recommend that one. Play it, enjoy it. It is a complete game as is, and I really am excited that I got a chance to play it. So the developer was here earlier, and it was just so much fun. All right. Played through this. Now what's this? Alice in the Dead End Maze. I was gonna try and do this. Yeah. So just click through everything and ignore it. Excuse me. 3 billion devices run Java. Almost all of them are Android phones. Also, Android phones don't even run Java, do they? They do something weird that pisses everybody off. Okay. Looks like I've got something in the list here. This is Signpost Bill. Alright, Signpost Bill by Yaya Games. Okay. We're going to play Signpost Bill from the GMTK Game Jam 2018, and I lost my... This is an endless runner with coins as your enemies. It is a platformer without jumping. Signpost Bill in his adventure to save himself from getting into the garbage heap. You have space to switch gravity. All objects instantly kill you, but coins kill you after you hit 3 of them. Okay. All objects instantly kill you, but coins kill you after you hit 3 of them. Okay, so coins aren't objects in this case. Amusingly, despite my earlier complaints about missing music, this is a case where the music is actually less good than having none. It's too simple, and not simple in like a good way. I'm a big fan of retro music, but this just doesn't have a lot of tune to it. It's too short. It feels very grindy and gross. As far as the gameplay, you know, it's simple. It works mostly. I don't know what the hell happened there because my button wasn't working. I'd say like some problems are. Actually, okay, yeah. So, like, I'm having some control issues. When I hit a coin, it doesn't just take away 1 life, it takes away 2 lives. So I'm supposed to be able to get 3 hits when I hit coins. Instead, I can only actually get 2. There's too many objects early on. I would say that you want to have a little bit more space to run. I would look at a game like Bit Trip Runner, which is a game that I've played. And so if you look at Bit Trip Runner, what you'll see is that the game has a lot more, you run faster, but the game has a lot more kind of like empty space. So you start off running for a little while pretty quick, and don't encounter any stuff at the beginning. So, you know, it's fine. Like, I mean, let's just be clear. If I tried to put together a Game Jam entry, it would probably look something way worse than this. And the idea clearly, you know, meets the theme of the jam. So there is that. Let's turn off this sound because it's driving me crazy. So on my 5 point, does the game fit the theme? Yes. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? No. I didn't get very far in it. Didn't feel like I was progressing. Didn't feel like I could really improve it because everything felt very randomized. Does it feel like a complete experience? Yeah, it's a complete experience. It's a playable game, and it would go. Would I pay $1 for it? I would not. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of the game? Not really. What I've seen so far is kind of not super compelling to me. So I'd say that for me, it feels like this is kind of a 2 on my scale of things. So that's where I'm at. You know, it's nice that you did it. You know, is a you know, decent effort, but definitely needs to have a bit more playability consideration. Too easy to get stuck with bad random seed and not make much progress. So thanks for submitting it. I appreciate it. You know, it's good to see some of the things that are out there. And like I said, if I tried to play a game, it probably looks something a lot like that. So, you know, there's that. Anyone else who is here whose game that I have not played? I think Streaker is one of the ones that I have not played. Alice in the Dead End Maze, I will try and play momentarily. Something about Java. We'll see if we can actually do that. CD downloads. What was that? Oh yeah, Dead End Maze. Something. Alice in the Dead End Maze. Launch.jar. I want to do the platform something binary. Am I gonna get anything from this? Seems like no. So I think what I'm learning from this is Java is dead, and you have to abandon it. I am sorry. I mean, I guess it probably works if you're developing a game for Android, because this is actually a game that sounded like you put a lot of thought into this, like this game thing, right? Like randomized exits with the ability to rewrite the past. Like this is the type of game that I really like the idea of, and your visuals here look great. But I can't play it. So, I think that I'm out of luck on that one. So I am sorry if Alice in the Dead End Maze was yours, but I will not be able to play it. Sorry. I will try this one more time from here. Yeah, it does the same thing. Okay. So that was Alice in the Dead End Maze. Can't do that one. Anyone else here with a game? If not, then... Oh, we played Necromancer's Tower. And let's do... Okay, we're going to play a game called Comet. This was submitted by folks in the GMTK Discord earlier. I will read the description. This is Comet. It is a solo project made by Ellen Elazi for GMTK Game Jam. It's a platformer game without platformers. Spacebar to leave the orbit of a planet. WASD to move slightly in flight. So here we go. Go ahead and touch that. We can only move slightly with our WASD keys, and then we finish up the level with a black hole. Cool. So I like this game. Describing it as a platformer is pretty misleading in my mind. I think that it's really hard to say that this meets the platformer without platforms description, based on what I'm seeing here? I mean, this is a space like orbital game, and that's like a genre of its own. It's not one that you can just be like, oh yeah, this is a platformer. It's fun, and I think that, like, you know, I don't know, you could have spun it differently visually and been like a rocket ship without booster, like a space travel sim without, I don't know, like rocket attitude adjusters or whatever. But I don't know. But overall, what do I think about the game? Game is fun. It definitely provides a challenge. We've gotten into the single mechanic thing, and then the additional mechanics with these rocks that are flying everywhere. It provides enough challenge. It's easy to, you know, restart, so you don't feel like you're stuck for long when you fail. Music is not grating and is decent. The experience overall is fun, and I would like to play more of it. So I think that, like, as a game, it definitely does pretty well. It's a fun game. It's a fun game that, you know, is in line with the types of games that I like to play. I've actually played a game not entirely dissimilar from this on iOS called, I think, Orbits. In that game, you're just a ball and you go around you orbit around various things and so on and so forth. And so it definitely, like, is a fun mechanic. I just am not super feeling like it meets the idea of the GMTK Game Jam theme for this cycle. So, yeah. So this is a game that I would play more of. I definitely think that it's a fun one. So in my score sheet, does the game fit this theme? No, it doesn't. Is the game enjoyable to play as it is? Yep, it is. Does it feel like a complete experience? Yep, definitely does. Would I pay $1 for it? Yep, I would. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of the game? Honestly, I haven't gotten to the end yet, so I don't really need to, but I feel like that counts as a yes. So you get 4 points, except I'm going to take away an additional one, because if you don't meet, it just doesn't meet the theme at all. I really enjoy this game. It's fun. It's a good puzzle game. But I don't really feel like this meets the platformer without platforms definition. It's an orbiting puzzle game, a common genre of its own, and I kind of feel like that missed the Game Jam theme. That said, I love it. I want to play it more. I didn't even get to the end. And I would love to have lots of levels. Cool. So that was one that was submitted earlier. I think that they did not make it to the stream to watch, but I did want to do it. This one, okay. This was submitted. I'm gonna play through it. I'm gonna say ahead of time that I played this game earlier and I was not super. I think you'll see why I'm upset. So this is Mistreat Fighter. Mistreat Fighter, is a domestic 1v1 insult fighting game where you don't use fists but a sharp tongue against your significant other. So both players exchange turns stating provoking remarks that will deal damage based on the mood. They can defend themselves, and they will do damage. So we get to choose what we want to complain about our significant other. So I guess we could insult her. You're a completely delusional and irrational human being that won't achieve anything in life besides being a housewife. I feel like I would counterattack that. What, you mean your slave housewife that always cooks and washes your clothes? I may just give up on that as well. Let's insult his issue with the toilet seat. I'm always telling you to leave the toilet seat down and you never do it. You never listen to me. feel like I'd also counterattack that. That's because you're always talking about some toilet seat nonsense. Is that the most important issue in your life? No, but it's a serious... Ugh, okay. I guess I could complain about her bitchin'? You're constantly bragging about something I did wrong, always unsatisfied with something. You're not perfect either, you know? Oh, I do not brag. I'm perfectly fine with every aspect of our mutual bonding. Alright, let's try insulting him. You are arrogant, self-loving, egocentric bastard that doesn't care about anyone but himself. You'll die alone for sure. Well, everybody dies alone anyways. You're wasted. I gave up my life for you, and you totally wasted my long-time dream to become a super famous indie game developer. Oh, sorry, I'm the reason that you haven't done anything but in the past 10 years. I guess she took a fair amount of damage from that. You don't pay attention to me anymore. It's always work or comic books or games or football, but I'm nowhere there. Counterattack. You don't care about my interests. Why should I care about yours? I guess he took damage from that. All right. Your annoying dog pissed on my precious comic book collection and completely ruined it. Oh, I didn't know you actually cared for that children's stuff. Oh, come on. Comics and the children. That's the wrong approach. I don't feel like... Ugh. You yelled at me for forgetting our anniversary last year. I still haven't gotten a present. Oh, maybe I'll do like you and give you a nice original sweater from H&M every freaking birthday. You owe me for waiting at the mall for 5 hours and totally missing the finals of the Super Bowl. The finals of the Super Bowl? There's no finals of the Super Bowl. It's just the Super Bowl. Here we go again at the mall. You know how many people there are on Sundays. It's not my fault the lines are so large. Only I clean this house and it's full of your stuff. Don't forget that I work 10 hours a day bringing food to the table. The least you can do is wash my socks. Our house is full of lots of your junk. Oh, come on. The garden gnomes were indeed kind of eccentric, but I'm past that phase now. No, just say, like, his comic books, dude. I don't know. Stop insulting my friends. They are not the reason you don't have any friends at all. Molly wins. Anyway, so yeah, this is, like... This game has a ton of, like, super, like... super sexually coded bullshit. Like, it's not, it's all like stereotypes. Like, he's got a comics collection, whatever. Like, I don't like even just this like animation with her boobs is weird. Like, everything about this game is super sexist, and I realize that there's like at least some acknowledgement of that with treating it as a like insulting game, but it's not fun. It's not something I would want to encourage to exist. It's like, for what it is, it's decently done. It's like a nice little animation. It's an interesting idea. It definitely meets the, like, you know, the fitting the theme, but I don't enjoy it. It's a complete experience, but I wouldn't pay $1 for it, and I don't want to see this game fleshed out. I want to see this game not exist. So I'm not going to leave a comment, but this is getting a 2-star rating from me, and it's the type of thing that I think just encourages a bunch of bullshit gender stereotypes that I think are really harmful, at the same time as being really insulting to both parties, and it's not fun. It's not fun. Okay, so that was that game. We played through Comet. We played through these things. Is there any other developer here who who has a game that they submitted and I have not played it yet? I think the only one that I have not played that was submitted is Streaker, a fighting game without any health. Win by performing the most combo streak. Hey, Zichio, you're here. Cool. Grabbing Streaker now. Go ahead and extract this. So all these games that have like a data.win files, are those all like game maker games or something? All right. Streaker, formerly known as Combo Breaker. Okay, I should read the description. So we're going to be playing Streaker, a fighting game without any health. A submission to the GMTK Game Jam 2018. We win by performing the most combo streak, read our opponent's moves, and end their streak. Play versus AI or against a friend. Have fun. Alright, we're going to play against AI because I don't have any friends. Alright, so I am here. How do I... Okay. Well, this isn't going well. I think I'm gonna lose. Read the instructions. I don't know if I like that. Alright. Let's just close this because I'm just gonna sit here for another 20 seconds. Instructions. Okay, high attack. Okay, JKL are attacks. JKL. Repeating the same attack breaks your combo. Chain and move with another. So I'm just going to go JKL, LKJ, JK, JK, LK, JK. Yeah, okay. To break from stagger, attack with the same attack received from the enemy. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright, got 3. No. Oh, no. Okay. 3 to 3. I want spacebar to also jump, but that's just a minor thing. Ah. No. Oh, no. He got 4. Fuck. J, L. No. K, J, L. No. Oh, god damn it. Ah, draw. Yes, I got 4. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. I have never played Bushido Blade. No. So a couple things. Again, game jam. I realize why these things are done because that's how you start out developing a game. But the sprites that are just like fixed, not awesome. I would love to see sprites that actually like at least had some animation besides these moves. I want spacebar to also jump because I'm primarily on the A and D keys. I guess you do actually have a faster fall, which I guess I didn't realize. So there is a reason for not just using that, but you gotta walk me through the instructions the first time. All of these are clearly like post jam, ideas, but there's that. I like that it's 2-player. I definitely think that that's cool that you were able to do like a 2-player game. Like I said, I just don't have friends. I can see this as an interesting. It's definitely interesting. I really like how it plays into the theme. I think it's one of the actually, it's really like fits into the theme. Just completely ignoring life bars and treating everything as combos is awesome. And so yeah. Let's see. What else am I thinking? Obviously, it needs some music or sound or whatever, and some noises. But these are all like totally clearly post jam things. So yeah, overall fun game. Playable, interesting, lots of things that you could do as far as like getting started, and creating a more complete experience, but really, really good. So well done. I definitely would be interested. So the thing is, the only thing that I'll say is I don't know where you go from here. I guess the one thing that you could do with the AI stuff, like player versus player, right, is just going to be like whatever. But some things that I could imagine you doing, having like a character select so you can like feel like you're playing as different characters, even if they're just reskinned of the same thing, and then taking that and doing a progression of like easy AI that has like a much longer reaction time or something like that, to something else, some sound, other stuff like that, and then you gotta make some tutorial that you go through that teaches you things, or even just like having the list of commands at the bottom of the screen here would be totally fine. J, K, and L at the bottom of this, would have given me what I needed. Like JKL on the left side and whatever player, you know, 2's things are on the right side, would have given me what I needed. Yeah. I feel like this guy is really good at countering my moves. Okay, I got 4. All right. J L J L J L J L. Goddamn. J L. No. Ah. Okay. Yes, this is Streaker. It is true. It has nothing to do with indecent exposure and everything to do with getting streaks. Cool. Okay, yeah. So on my list of criteria, does the game fit the theme? Yes. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? Yes. Does it feel like a complete experience? Yes. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I've had? It's not. No. I wouldn't. I wish that I could say yes, but no. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of the game? I do. Specifically, the biggest thing that I would say, the thing that would make me feel better is if there was a progression of AI difficulty. This AI feels like I'm not making progress. Being able to start and go up through a series of difficulties definitely would change my feeling on that. So, 4 stars. Nice take on the theme, you know, great play on the theme, one of the best, takes away a critical element and refocuses it. Game feels solid as is, but some form of progression in AI difficulty would have made a lot more playability for me, and but solid start. Look forward to seeing more. Oh no. Okay, safe. Okay, we're good. All right. Sorry. Game form for things there, and this is game jam for games tonight. But thanks for submitting it. It's a cool game. I definitely like it. So I appreciate that. Okay. We've got another recommendation or another request here. This other request is Point Blank Vector. Is developer of Point Blank Vector here. Game Jam 2018 Point Blank Vector. There we go. 720 by 576. Let's try something a little bit different than that. We're gonna play with fantastic graphics quality. Okay, so the next game we're playing is Point Blank Vector, a submission for the GMTK Game Jam 2018. Keeping with the theme genre without mechanic, this is a bullet hell style game without the player shooting. Instead, you are the bullet as you charge your ship through oncoming enemies and their fire. How long can you survive with this unique twist on top-down shooters? Let's find out. Okay. Oh. I assume you can see the game. If you can't, let me know. This game is from Tyler Campanelli, by the way. Tyler, if you're here, feel free to say so in the chat. Okay, my ship is red. Well, was red. So I do like the graphics. I know that I am a man of simple pleasures, but I find that like just simple like color backgrounds and space makes such a difference to me. It's one of the things that I added when I developed SDL Roads, which we talked about in a previous stream. It was a port of Sky Roads, and one of the things that I added was pictures from the astronomy picture of the day that were, you know, space pictures, NASA pictures. Oh no, I'm getting hit. Stop getting hit. And so it was really interesting how just changing from like a black or even like a fixed starry background to adding these images was so valuable to my experience of it. It's also kind of funny. So when I released the game in 2002, there were still people on like dial-up internet that were, or 2003 when we released the game, there were still people on like dial-up internet. And so when I went home from school for the summer, I realized that like downloading the game, a huge chunk of it was just downloading these giant JPEGs that I was using that were like, I mean, giant. They were like 4 megapixel JPEGs at the time. But because the game was so small, that was a huge part of the actual game download. So I actually resized them all to 512 pixel images, which means that now when I play it on my like giant monitor, the images are all blurry because like at the time we were designing for like, you know, 800 by 600 screens. And so like I didn't need bigger images, and download speed was actually a real concern that was causing some people to not download the game. So yeah. Hello, Tyler. But yeah, so I like that. Let's see, we have I feel like we should have a boss coming up like now. So I definitely think that so good start, right? Like this definitely feels like a solid progression of like top-down shooters. I would say that, you know, it feels like I got kind of through the first wave of stuff, and my expectation was there was going to be like at least some kind of like mini boss or new item or ship or something that was going to come at me. I realized that like item, I don't mean like new enemy, new something that was going to attack me. So it feels like this is more of the same. And now I'm wondering, like, is this all the game is? Like, is there waves, or is it just like infinite random progression like this? You know, I can't really tell. So that's something to think about. I also actually just realized just now, so the stars floating in front of the background actually do a pretty decent job of visually convincing your eye that the background is moving, but it isn't. The background is like totally fixed, isn't it? Or at least if it's moving very slowly. I can't tell. I guess it's moving slowly, but the stars are moving more quickly over the top of it, which gives this like sensation that you're moving over this background much more quickly, which would probably actually be a problem if you were, because I think it would be distracting. So having the stars move at this different level, you got these like 3 levels of moving field, is actually like a really good visual technique. Gotcha. Yeah, so I think that visual technique of the 2 different background layers works really well. I would definitely say, I guess the biggest problem with like this is that, so top-down shooters I think definitely like benefit from having bosses, and I think it's going to be hard to do boss fights when you don't have the ability to have multiple projectiles in the air. And so without an ability to do that, that might be hard. It might be interesting to, okay, so cool game. It does the needful, like it definitely fits the genre. It you know does all these things, right? So if we go over the 5-point checklist, does the game fit the theme? Yes. It's a vertical shooter without shooting. Does the game feel enjoyable to play as is? Yes, I liked it. I wanted to progress more. Does it feel like I like a complete experience? Yes, it is a complete experience. Would I pay $1 for it? Yeah, I'd pay $1 for that. Point blank vector, add this to my list. I'll pay $1 for that later. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of this game? Yeah, and here's the things I would flesh out. I would flesh out, one, you gotta have more enemy types. I mean, no shock there. Game jam, I get it, but gotta have more enemy types. 2, figuring out if you can do bosses and have them feel difficult. I think the trick there is going to be to not have the bosses take 1,000,000 hits, which is the like typical bullet hell approach, but instead to have like short things that aren't invincibility, right? Like pods that open or whatever that you have to hit in a short time frame. I think that's going to be the trick. And then having the boss do a lot of movements, you've got to kind of predict which way they're going to move. That would be the way I would play it. 3, thinking about power-ups, right? So you, like, one of the things is in shooters is also power-ups, and thinking about how you do that. Do you do it, obviously you're not going to have power-ups of a gun, because you don't have guns, but maybe, like, Galaga, you can get 2 ships, where you could do double damage, or where you can shoot one and it loops back around, or I don't know. I don't know exactly how you do it, because you don't want to go too far into just making it feel like another weapon. So maybe like a short time buddy. And I think looking at what's that side-scrolling one that everyone played? I don't know. I don't know. There's a game, starts with Z maybe, or something like that, that has all these like things you pick up on the sides. Maybe you could pick up like side ships or pods or whatever that you could shoot out without it feeling too weapony. But that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing would just be to have ways feeling like you're doing something, and then you complete it, and then you go on to the next one. Even if you can't do bosses, I think that trying to do something where a wave ends with like a large number of enemies randomized all at the same time, and then you move on and you're done, filling the screen with bullets and then getting past them. I will say it seemed like when I'm doing my shooting up thing, I can go right through the bullets. That might be too easy, because if I can just like keep a little space in the bottom, then I can shoot up and shoot up and shoot up, and that might make it a little bit too easy. So something to keep in mind as you get further into the game. But yeah, so fun game. It fits my 5-point criteria. It meets the criteria. It's a fun game to play, and I look forward to seeing more of what you do. So yeah, that's it. And like I said, I'll follow up later and make sure I can give you $1. So if your itch.io is not set up to receive dollars, make sure that you can do that for me so I can do that. Great games and ideas usually love to check out my game. It'll be very nice from you and whoever submitted the text that said please check out my game. I don't know what your game. Oh, maybe it's this next one in the list. Okay. You got to tell me what your game is. Okay, this is the link. Is the person who wrote the link here? By the way, Tyler, thanks very much for your game. It was good. Appreciate it. A fun one to play, and it looks good. It's a great game jam entry. Cool. Great. All right. I don't know if you're here, Mr. Blackthorn Prod Games, but I'm going to play the link, and I assume you're the person who said, I would love it very much if you would play my game, so hopefully that is true. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so this is a multiplayer game. Oh, so this is the link for the GMTK Game Jam 2018. The genre she made was multiplayer game without the need for multiple players. You control 2 brothers, both of whom have the same health, and battle increasingly dangerous enemies. We move with the arrow keys, shoot with the left mouse button, and switch characters with the right mouse button. Full screen doesn't work, but... Oh, it's nice that... See, this is a screen you gotta put out there, right? Like, if you're gonna have these things, you gotta help me out. Oh, shit. Shot my brother. Okay. Cool. So I think that the, yeah, so like a multiplayer without the need for multiple players at this point is just becoming a genre. Between Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and, I can't walk. Why can't I walk? Did it say WASD to walk or arrows to walk? Okay. I gotta move here. Oh no. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Gotta use arrows to walk. So you got one. WASD's gotta walk. I just, at this point, I know it's, again, I'm being nitpicky, and I'm gonna be nitpicky, but you gotta, like, you can have arrows if you want, but WASD's gotta walk. So this is interesting. It's definitely, you know, initially I was kind of like, is this really going to count? You know, is it really going to feel like this is a genre piece? But I definitely think it does. It does feel like a genre piece. And it feels like it's, you know, taking advantage of something without the mechanic. So I think that's there. We've got item pickups. We've got like, oh, what's this blue thing? Is that going to kill me? Okay, it freezes me in a web. Okay, should not have run into that. Got it. Oh, also I can't shoot. Oh, I can shoot out of it. Okay, so my brother can shoot me out. Important to know. Oh, shot my brother and killed him. So, yeah. So you can go cane on your brother. Yep, absolutely. The hearts are life pickups, so I don't want to pick those up during when I have full life, but good to know as it gets harder. Good progression. You know, throughout the entire night, you may have heard me say a lot of times, you know, I really wish that this had a wave system that felt like it was going to give me more progression. This game doesn't have a wave system, but it definitely feels like I'm getting more of the progression that I want, so that's great. You know, I really feel like I'm getting further as we go. And part of that is because you're introducing new enemies, right? So introducing new enemy types is a great way to give me a sense of progression, because I can feel like, oh, look, I only had these things before, and now I've got these other things that are harder. You got the webs that are coming out, and I've got to learn how to do stuff with those. Really a pretty good set of progression. One thing I will say, as things get more hectic, figuring out which brother is which harder. I would say that doing some kind of color coding of the two characters would make a difference there. So I would love to see that. I do think that, you know, having this split into waves that explicitly cleared and with a pause could reduce some of the hecticness. That's not necessarily the look that is being gone for, though. So, you know, if you're going for a hectic bullet hell type of game, maybe this is the thing you want to do. I think, to me, you know, it always feels better to have explicit waves because it means that I can feel like I've accomplished something when I get to a new level. And here, that's going to be kind of invisible to me, especially because it's not clear to me if, like, specific characters only show up after a while or what. Definitely this game gets very hard very quick, and so having it go through that wave would be kind of interesting. So I would say difficulty ramp maybe a little bit too fast. Overall, super fun game, cute. Nice music, a nice sound. I mean, could use some background music. Graphics are nicely done. You know, very simple animations, but they're very, like, I mean, there's a lot of frames in these animations. Like, if you look at these guys, you know, we're talking about real animations here that we're playing through. We've got you know, power-ups. We've got pickups. We've got everything that you really want. This is a pretty fully fleshed out game. And the fact that I would add more to it does not in any way diminish from what it is. So, well done to the developer of this game. Very cool. I am enjoying it, and I would play more of it. I think the biggest thing that I would need to play more of it, though, would be a way to feel like I'm making more progress. And I think that the biggest thing that's going to be a part of that is a better waves identification system. So some kind of system that gives me rewards for doing that. One thing you could do in that would be to kind of attach, having like a life reset so that when I get to the end of a level here, like, I feel like this would be about wave 2 difficulty. And if I got to the end of wave 1, great, give me full life. The other thing that I would say is, actually, it's awesome. It's an awesome game. So this is another one that I would say, does it fit the theme? Yep. Multiplayer game without multiple players. I can buy that. Does the game feel enjoyable? Yeah, totally. A fun game. Does it feel like a complete experience? Yep. Would I pay $1? Yep. I'm going to add this to my list. Pay $1 for the link. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version of the game? I do. And specifically, pretty much the only thing that needs more fleshing out is a wave system. So and the color of the characters, swapping them out. But awesome graphics, feel very real. Needs a more explicit progression system if you're going to work on this going forward. Let me have waves with a life refill at the end of the wave. Solid entry. Real fun to play. Give it a 5-star rating. Post that comment. There you go. So that was the link. So thank you very much if you submitted the link. And next we will be moving on to... Oh, by the way, hello, Jose. Hello. Hello. By the way, if you submitted the link and you are here, make sure you set up payment options on Itch.io. I'm going to send you $1 later, so set that up. And yeah, the graphics really did have personality in that game. Really, really solid one. Okay, Legless Knight. The next game we're going to be playing is Legless Knight. Legless Knight is a submission to the Game Maker's Toolkit Jam 2018, and this is a shoot 'em up without moving. I'm a legless knight with a magic trusty arrows that allow me to teleport at will, and 1,000 more to defeat the enemies in the dungeon. Left click to shoot, right click to shoot, and teleport magic arrow. Sometimes it won't spawn the thing I need. Let's download Legless Knight. I did save the rating of the game. Yep. So this is saved. Extracty. Do. Do. I am downloading a game. What's it called? Legless Knight. Legless Knight. One of the things that I love about these Game Jam games is that because like the file names will oftentimes match the original Unity project, this game was originally called Shoot No Shoot. So we're gonna play some Shoot No Shoot. If the volume is crazy loud, let me know. Ow. Okay. Let's try again a little bit. Okay, so teleporting is a 2-click action. Click. Okay, getting the hang of this, but it's definitely hard. Oh shit, those are spikes. Okay. God damn, this game's hard. Aha! Oh no! Ah! So, I mean, the right answer here for a lot of these rooms is that I should be moving so that I stay farther away, right? Like, yeah, they're unfair if you stand right in the corner and let the enemies, like, just, like, wreck you. But there's really no reason that I have to do that. So I definitely don't feel like, so far, the game is overall unfair. It's hard. And it is definitely hard. Like a lot of the games that I've played here tonight, I think that, you know, this is another case where easier progression to start would definitely be interesting. The games basically have gone for one level of difficulty, which is most, and some of this is, oh, come on, get out of the wall. Okay, or just go into the wall and stay there forever, that's fine too. Oh, well, oh god. Yeah, so teleporting isn't a one-click thing, and that's actually useful. Oh. Because, like, I have to pick up that key, right? Hey, I made it out of the thing. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ah! Yeah, so, so overall, teleporting is an action that requires a double click because that way you have the ability to actually get into the middle of the room if that's what you want to do. Oh, come on. And so enemies like this giant charging bull guy that I was having trouble with before, like now he is much easier because I figured out that he actually charges the wall and sticks there, so all I have to do is dodge him for a little while, then he will charge and I will make progress. Alright, I think this might be an example where I can't actually get off of this floor because the key, the boss door spawned right on the room that I was on, which means that there was no boss key. But we'll explore as far as we can anyway. We'll probably die before we get far enough to find out anyway, so. So what am I thinking? Overall, art's super cute. It's very, like, for a game jam art, feels super polished. So well done on the, like, that part of it. Oh, come on, I got out. Damn. It's a hard game. You know, I definitely would say that, you know, just taking a cue from, like, Binding of Isaac, I would say having much easier first floors, one without, like, necessarily all of these enemies, especially, like, remove some of the ranged enemies, or fast-moving enemies. Definitely would be how I would do it. You know, so do a kind of progression of levels. As it is, I've been feeling super stabbed. It's still fun enough to play. It's fun, it's cute, the sounds are cute. I feel like I'm making a little bit of progress, not a ton. Not having a life bar kind of sucks. I kind of want to know how much I have left. On the other hand, if I teleport into enemies, like, I die instantly, so I don't know how useful it is anyway. Yeah, so like that guy now I can just kill pretty easily. Yep, life bar and minimap, agreed. And not for the enemies, like, I think Binding of Isaac is definitely the take here, and I think it's interesting. But that's where I would be looking for, you know, I like that the enemy can, like, he falls out of the room, but then he's in the next room. So these rooms are clearly connected in a way that if I was developing it, they probably wouldn't be. So, GG for them, I guess. Oops. Oh crap, stupid spikes. Haha! Yeah, so like those, like 3 of those enemies in one room, too much. Also, like, these two, like, ranged guys and this guy, seriously? You're gonna do this to me? You're gonna do me like that? Oh, fuck! Also, I somehow, like, picked up a key, I don't know, whatever. Oh, there's also a full screen button, so probably... Oh, that probably broke it, though. Now you can't see anything. And the quit button doesn't work when I do that. Yeah, that broke. Okay. Fuck. Okay. So the particular software that's in use here sometimes screws up my, I think it's, I don't know, whatever. Okay. So my takeaways from this, fun game. So again, with the 5-point system that we're using, does the game fit the theme? Yes. Shoot 'em up without moving. Shoot 'em up's not the right word here. This is more, I don't know, what's Isaac? I don't know, whatever. But like, I get what they're trying to say. Shoot 'em up is a very different genre, but whatever. You got it right. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? Mostly. It's too hard. And so I think that removes from my enjoyment. Like, I wanted to be good at it, but I never got good at it. Does the game feel like a complete experience? Yes, it's a complete experience. Would I pay $1 for the game experience I've had? Yeah, sure. Legless Knight. Add it to the list. $1. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version? Yes. And specifically what I want to see is the Isaac style, like all the complaints I had that are comparing it to Isaac, I want to see that I want to see that in here. So, you know, think about easier first levels. I wanted to be able to get to the first level boss consistently by my 5th run. Everything after that, you know, harder, whatever, we'll figure out that, but that's what I wanted to see. So I'm going to give you 4 stars. Solid game. The biggest problem I have is that it's just too damn hard for me to feel like I'm making progress. Look to Binding of Isaac for a good sense of level progression. Limit the number of difficult enemies, especially in one room, in earlier floors, and then expand in later floors. Understand this isn't something that could be done during Game Jam. Solid entry, cute art, fun gameplay. Want to see more. Save rating, post comment. I'm going to have to quit OBS one more time, so I'll be back in just a second. So just give me 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, now you can see me. Yeah, so I've been talking to myself for the past minute and a half. I restarted OBS very quickly. It took about 12 seconds and then forgot to hit the start streaming button. So hopefully now you can see me. And I am here. Hello, hello.
You didn't show them your shirt.
Okay. Let's see. I am going to, oh yeah, I wanted to see if anybody else submitted a game. It does not appear that they did. I'm not going to show the shirt.
Okay. There should be a plastic lid.
Okay. Let's pick a browser playable game. So there's like games in need of ratings, but I don't know, like, there's not a thing. I don't know. I wanted to click on something here, but they all have ratings now, I guess, so. Engineer's problem. Sounds like something I want to play. Let's try that. I don't know if I can sort them by ratings at the moment. They might not let you do that until the voting is over because they don't want to bias the scores. This is one of the problems with like things where you can sort by ratings is you'll always bias people towards the things that already have lots of ratings. So, all right, engineer's problem. I might be able to. I don't know. I'm just saying like I don't know if I can. Okay. Engineer's Problem is a top-down shooter where you can't directly shoot. You have to survive multiple waves by building turrets. Try this again. So the next game we're playing is Engineer's Problem. Engineer's Problem is a top-down shooter where you can't directly shoot. So you have to survive multiple waves by building turrets. So this is for the GMTK Game Jam 2018, made with Unity, and the source is actually on GitHub, which is, you know, interesting to me as an open-source software developer person made with Unity. Okay. So I mean, all right. I don't know what's going on here. Prepare for wave 1. Oh, okay. Okay, seriously? You have a WAS, like, what? Okay. Alright. At least I understand what I'm supposed to be doing now. So the little yellow character is me, and I can move around, and wherever I move, I can place turrets. So the thing that I was missing initially is I thought that the things in the field-ish were my turrets, and they are not my turrets. So that was confusing. Okay, so now I can move. Another thing is that like WASD is not the controls, so D goes right, S goes down, Q goes left, and nothing goes right. No, something goes right. D, S, nothing goes up. Z goes up. Z, S, D, Q. Z, S, D, Q are the controls. How about I just use the arrow keys? Okay. So yeah, I was thinking it was a tower defense game. It's not a tower defense game. I changed my mind. It's something different. So my goal here now has to be to install things before the wave gets started that will actually be able to take these things out, because it's obviously very difficult for me to do that after the wave starts. Cool. Wave 2 cleared. Now I can use my knowledge of this to do better. So, ignoring the part where I didn't understand how the game was supposed to work, if you set that part aside, it's actually pretty fun. Like I'm generally probably a decent tower defense fan, so like it's not it's a genre that's within my reach, and this is definitely different than that, right? Like it's definitely trying to do something unique that I have not seen in other places, which is, I mean, so like one of the things that I know happens in Overwatch is there's like a turret building phase, or like a set up your defenses phase or something like that. And this is basically a game where the entire game is the set up your defenses phase. Now, I think the balance is off. Like, now that I understand the game, I think that, like, I'm going to probably find it relatively simple to move through some of these waves, because you don't have any resource limitations. And with no resource limitations, it's really hard to like feel like there's a challenge because of that. And with no challenge because of resource limitations, I don't really know what the intent of the challenging part is supposed to be. I assume that this is a thing where if they were to build it, they would be like, okay, you only get certain number of resources of each type per wave. Like that would be the first thing I would suggest you'd have to expand into in order to make this a more complete game. Because as is, it just feels too like you just put these heavy things here everywhere, and I'm gonna have a shit ton of like weapons, and I can build multiples of them at the same time, so even though they take longer, it really doesn't matter. So I think it feels incomplete, insofar as it feels completely unbalanced in any way, and too simple probably once I figured out the control scheme. But the idea is not bad, even despite those limitations. Another thing is that I really want it to not, like, take away my building action every time I click, because I keep having to click down at the bottom and then click back up at the top. Kind of frustrating. Not the end of the world. Just annoying. I am curious to see, because it feels like it's expanding over, and so I'm wondering if, like, once it's done with, like, 10 waves or so, is it going to do something different? I mean, another thing is the problem that I have weaponry which is as advanced as the tech that I am attacking, which is always a... Like, it's hard to make the game difficult when that's the case. There doesn't appear to be any higher level turrets, so since I can put 20 things on the screen and they can only put 1 or 2 or 10 or whatever, like, it's harder for them. It's not a real challenge, again. I'm surprised that those can't, like, they can be hit, but they can't hit it. Yeah, so, like, in this case, I'm just, like, randomly placing these things, and the way reason I'm doing that is basically just to have each item I put down on the table as a buffer. Clearly an unbalanced approach. Why are they not shooting this? So I guess that's another problem. Just glitchiness. Cool. Alright. But yeah, I think with resource limitations, this game probably wouldn't have worked as well, because you're not really given enough time and opportunity to be strategic on these things, so... So in this case, I was using my body to defend it. Yeah, and I lost. Okay. Okay, so overall, I get what the game was going for. I think it's an interesting thing. The game fit the theme. Yeah, it's a tower defense. I mean, I don't know if a top-down shooter where you can't shoot is how I describe it. It's a, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't actually fit the theme. It's not a top-down shooter where you don't shoot. Maybe it is. Yeah, it's a variation of a tower defense game, but is it a genre but without mechanic? I don't know. Is the game enjoyable to play as is? No, because it just feels like it's a click fest because there's no strategy to it. Does it feel like a complete experience? Yes, it does feel like a complete experience. Would I pay $1 for it? Nope. It just feels like I am... Like, it's a who can click the fastest game, and I don't think that's particularly interesting. Do I want to see a more fleshed out version? Yeah, I do. So I'd say, doesn't really fit the theme, is not enjoyable for me, is a complete experience, would not pay $1, and I do want to see a more fleshed out version, so that gives it 2 stars. My browser is not paying attention. There we go. Overall, with no resource mechanic to speak of, this felt like a click as fast as possible game rather than a more strategic one, which is what I was hoping for. Tower defense where towers surround the player is fun, but not... which is how I thought of this game, but not a genre, but without mechanic match very well. Interesting game, but really would like to see it as a strategic rather than race style game. Also, support WASD. Your weird QZSD controls were confusing. The arrow keys were fine though. Okay, so here's the Earth. It's chilling. Damn, you might say. That is a sweet Earth. Wrong. Okay, we can close out all these games. Cool. So that was fun. Lots of cool games there. This has been the GMTK Jam 2018 stream here on the Chris Plays Games channel. Thanks for all of the developers who came out and gave us games to play. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games that deserve $1 and 1 game that is going to get 5. So I'm going to go back and definitely give Elfin $5. Super fun game. I look forward to seeing more levels with that because that was an awesome mechanic and a really well done completed game. So thank you all for being here. I hope you had a fun time. I have considered doing some of these itch.io streams before with other types of games. So if this is the type of thing you enjoyed, these the game jam style games. I mean, GMTK is a channel that obviously brings all the cool kids to the yard. But there's other things out there, and I have avoided them because doing all the switching is hard, and I've never really wanted to get stuck. But if there's enough games to go through and just play them for 10 minutes or 30 minutes and be happy with them, then it seems like something I could try in other places as well. So if you look through itch.io, these game jams are pretty common, and so if you see one that you're like, I'd love to see this instead, or if you just want another one of these, feel free to let me know with the GMTK games, because the entries will still be there forever. Another thing next week will be Tomb Raider, the new Shadow of the Tomb Raider game. I have pre-ordered it, and it comes out on the 14th, which is my next streaming like my next Friday streams. So that's what we'll be doing next Friday. After that, on the 21st, I don't know if I'll be streaming necessarily because 22nd is Jess's birthday, but if I am, or sometime soon, I'm going to try and do a Splatoon stream with 4 players so we can do league battles. I've got 2 co-workers and another local in the area who are all interested in doing that. I may actually try and get some people over here and try and do that in person. So something to think about. Other than that, I don't have any retro games really scheduled coming forward, so we'll just be kind of playing that by ear on Mondays. I do start my German classes on Monday, so we'll see how it goes with that. It's been lovely to have all of you. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I hope you've had a lovely week, since I didn't talk with many of you about what's been going on in your week. Thank you very much for being here, Brad, Natalie, any game developers who are out there, Jose, Leif, and all of our friends, Mike Yale the Gamer, and so on, and so on, and so on. It's been lovely to have you, and I will look forward to seeing you on Monday night. If you want a copy of the CPG rant of the evening that you heard earlier, definitely feel free to DM me for it. I'm not going to publish it because of weird worky things, but that is it. Tyler, that's great. Like I said, I'll be going through those links, probably not tonight because I'm drinking beer, but tomorrow morning, and I will pay you all your dollars. So, thank you all for being here. Have a great night. Bye-bye.